closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road. The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let us put some boom in it. Okay. Now is it a go now? Are we good now? Give me the heads up. Are we ready now? Are we ready to go? Okay. Let me see. Let me hear. Let me see on the chat board what's going on. If the sound is on and ready to go there for you all. And let's see. I have not gotten any reaction here. Okay. All right. I want to get some reaction here. What's up? Don't hear anything from you all out there. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's coming in. Yes. Good to go. Okay. There we go. Good to go. Everybody's good to go. We're all ready to rock. I like it. Okay. There we go. Thank you all out there for joining us as always. Appreciate it. The chat board has exploded. Everybody's chiming in. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of you out there. We are out here at Hialeah Park. We'll be back here on Thursday, but we've got the weigh-ins today because we got the fight on Friday. So Friday will be at Craig's Inn, Acura, Pembroke Pines during the day. And then in the evening, we'll be out here. Several of you out there, by the way, you won tickets. And we're still giving away some tickets for the fight. So if you want to join us for the fights and you want a chance to win the tickets, send it in right now on the text line. Full name, phone number, and email. I still have 4 more pairs of tickets I can give away. So 855-912-1056. If you can't come Friday night to the fights, don't bother texting. If you haven't gotten permission from your wife, don't try to win, okay? Because if the wife, has you ball and chain and you can't get out anyways, wait till you actually get permission before you try to win the tickets. You know what I'm saying? Let the folks that really want to come out and enjoy. This is going to be a great card, okay? I mean, I've got the entire card right here. It's going to be awesome. You're going to see some really young, talented fighters that could become stars down the line. So you're going to remember this night. And, this is a tradition to start here that we're going to have hopefully more fights here at Hialeah Park. I would love for this. I'm a big boxing guy. So like Sean doesn't realize all the work I'm doing behind the scenes in Vegas because I'm trying to set it up so we're out there for all the boxing matches, UFC, everything going on. Okay, we're gonna hopefully have a home away from home here in Las Vegas. So we're gonna this show will be expanding. Wait till you see. At our sponsors. That's the way we're going to really continue to grow here and give you the kind of programming that all of you deserve out there. So appreciate all of you out there for supporting the hell out of us here on the program. Anyway, got a lot of things to talk about on the show. They're saying frozen face. I guess because we're still on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, we're fixing the hard line right now, and you won't get frozen face nearly as much now. We'll get back to hard line, and hopefully everything will get back to normal again. And because normally once we're hard line, it's hard to do video on wireless. It just doesn't hold up normally. So we're trying to fix the hard line. 3 more minutes, and then we'll fix the hard line, and we'll get it back. So hang in there. Give us a couple minutes here and we'll fix the hard line and we'll get that going out there for you all and having a good time. By the way, I woke up a little depressed today, and this is twisted. Bitcoin started coming back up again. I'm the guy that I'm not worried about it because for me, I'm invested in crypto for 2-3 years down the line. I'm not worried about. I'm not rich, bro. So I can't go putting in $500,000 and pull out $1 million a week later because I'm waiting for something to double quickly or something like that. That's not what I'm playing for. So for me, I was hoping Bitcoin was going to drop to 30. You know what I mean? Because it was like, okay, keep dropping, man. Let's go. I want to buy a little bit more cheaper and cheaper so I can, stake it at 6.5% and let it grow, man, because I know where this is going. And it started to bounce back last night and tonight and today. It's still, it's let's see, I think it's at 36 right now and almost to 37 actually. And I was like, man, Bitcoin. So if the feds say something negative tomorrow, then I think it'll come back down again. It'll retract a little bit, which is what I'm hoping. I know it's twisted. Listen, I got some Polkadot at $17 and $18, so I'm super happy. I got some VeChain at 5 cents. I'm super happy about that. If you don't have any Cardano, dude, you have an opportunity to get Cardano like at $1.06, $1.07. You know what I mean? But in a twisted way, I welcome this. Others panic and all, oh my God, my portfolio's down 20%, 30%. Yeah, mine's down too. Mine's down a lot. But I know it's all going to bounce back because mass adoption is coming. So to me, it doesn't matter. These kind of dips, to me, the way I look at them, they are a blessing in disguise, is what they are. So if you want to keep giving it to me like that, that's fine, man. I'll take it. I got no problem. But, I saw it moving and I was like, damn, dude. Now Bitcoin is moving up and, it's a shame, I was hoping it would. Maybe it'll continue to go down now. I don't know. We'll see. After the Feds talk, but it's kind of it's one of those things, man. What can I tell you? It's a funky one, as they say. Anyway, so we'll see how the market responds, and we'll see how everything moves from here on out with the market, man. And we'll keep you updated on what's going on with Bitcoin. Looking at it now, yeah, I'm opening up the OK Coin app, and right now Bitcoin is at 36,249. Great price, by the way. Like, if you don't have any Bitcoin, this is a great time to buy Bitcoin. I was just hoping, which is 36 is a great price. I was just hoping it drop a little bit more. I just want to. I'm getting a little greedy. You know what I mean? I just want a little bit better price so I can, because I don't plan on selling it. I'm just it's there to sit there for a while. You know, Hilarious. Anyway, Ethereum is the Ryan Tannehill of crypto. Uh, Damn, that's a shot at Ethereum. Actually, Ethereum is a great buy right now, dude. Um, I don't know, man. If you want, what is the Ryan Tannehill of crypto? Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the Ryan. I'm gonna go with. All right, let's go. Let's go. So Tom Brady is Bitcoin. Pat Mahomes is Ethereum. Okay. All right. Let's have a little fun with this. Let's have a little fun with this. Let me see. Let me pull up the market here, and let's have a little fun with this. Okay. So we got to go Tom Brady Bitcoin, right? Plus he does crypto commercials for FTX, right? Is it FTX that he does the crypto commercials? So he's definitely got to be Bitcoin. I read an article where Odell Beckham's salary went down because of Bitcoin going down. That's all right. If you're Odell Beckham, well, I don't know if he's smart enough to realize. I mean, he's got to be somewhat smart. He took his money in Bitcoin, which is incredibly smart because that's just going to grow a lot more than the dollar. That's for damn sure. Already has grown a lot more than the dollar. So, kind of weird. All right. So, we'll go Tom Brady is Bitcoin. We'll go Pat Mahomes is Ethereum. Let's go Russell Wilson is Avalanche. Okay. Let's see. Biden hates crypto. Well, Andy, it's an old people thing. Okay. You know who hates crypto? The people that know nothing about crypto, completely intimidated. So then they bash it because they don't know anything about it. And then old farts. Old farts like me and older. Like lots of people my age are completely like afraid and intimidated and know nothing about crypto. So they laugh at it, they poo-poo it, they diss it, whatever adjective you want to use. But usually it's people that don't understand it, and like Biden. Hell, what's this guy damn it, what's his name? The uh, really famous investor, the older guy that he's a freaking legend. What's his name, man? I'm forgetting his name. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, like he's another one. Now he's starting to come around a little bit, but he's just one of those ogres about crypto too. He doesn't know anything about it. You know, Trump also, yeah, Trump's an idiot. He has his daughter is enormously into it because she's smart. She understands it. She knows what's Trump. Trump's an old fart, another one that doesn't know anything. I mean, unless he can steal your money, what else is? That's the only thing he knows. He's not really gonna know anything about crypto. I'm telling you, it's an old fart thing. They don't know anything about it. People my age, people 55, my age. Old farts like me know nothing about crypto, and they're completely ignorant about it. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just ignorance. That's all. But it's been like that from the beginning of time. And when we have new things that we have to evolve and change with, we don't want to evolve. We don't want to change. That's kind of what it is. Aaron Rodgers is the Dogecoin. Nah, let's give him Shib. Doge is Tannehill. Like, that's like empty. Like, Aaron Rodgers delivers. Shib has delivered for me. Maybe not for you, but you didn't invest right. Shib has paid off for me over and over again. Doge has no technology behind it. Shib does. So Doge is kind of like an empty thing. That's a Tannehill thing. Okay. What is Jacoby Brissett? Oh, God. Jacoby Brissett is like any failed crypto. Oh, you know what he is? He's Ethereum Classic. Because some of you don't understand what Ethereum Classic is. Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum that got hacked, and they just discarded it. And then somebody picked it up off the scrap heap and then tried to revitalize it, and people have bought into it. And then, it's like buying into Ethereum Classic is like, what are you doing? So I'll go with that. I'll give him Ethereum Classic. That's Jacoby. That's Jabroni Brissett. Okay. No, Jabroni Brisket is Ethereum Classic. That's only funny to people that actually follow crypto. Anybody that follows crypto and I use the Ethereum Classic line, they laughed. 99.99% of you did not laugh, did not understand it, did not think it was funny because you're not supposed to. You know what I mean? Big O, how do you feel about Stellar and H-Bar? I do like H-Bar. Stellar, the problem with Stellar, I was invested in Stellar. I divested out of Stellar a while back, about 4 months ago, something like that, 5 months ago maybe. I divested out of all my Stellar, and I put it all into Polygon at that point. And I'm glad I did, because I'm also staking at a 12%. So, not only did Polygon go up in value, and I gained that money, but I'm also gaining another 12% with the staking. Stellar gave away so many coins early on that it's had problems trying to overcome all of that. And the more as time goes on, there is more companies with the same kind of services that Stellar and XRP are doing. And so that's going to be also bad for XRP whenever their lawsuit is done with the SEC. There's going to be other companies that have made headway where XRP was supposed to make. So I don't expect the explosion that people were expecting from XRP to happen the way it was going to happen. It probably still will go up, but not the way it was supposed to go up, because there's been more of a adoption by other companies, and they're catching up while Stellar is stuck in a lawsuit. I mean, while XRP is stuck in a lawsuit. And Stellar has had every opportunity to steal the stage from XRP, and it has failed every single time. Yet it has built some pretty good partnerships, but it just doesn't grow. So there's just, if you're going to invest in Stellar, invest in Phantom instead. If you're going to invest in Stellar, invest in Star Atlas instead. I can come up with several other coins that I'd rather you invest in that I think are going to grow faster, much faster than Stellar. So it's not a bad company, but you can get more bang for your buck in other places. And I made the mistake, and I hope others have learned from theirs and moved on. What's the status on Doug Peterson? I don't know. Ask him. I have no idea. What's the status on Doug Peterson? Is he home? Is he with the family? Is he traveling? I'm not sure. Don't know. I don't know. Anybody know the status on Doug Peterson? I have no idea. I mean, if you're really asking, just so we stop kidding around, I haven't heard if he's even being interviewed by the Dolphins. So, I mean, you haven't heard the name of, right? So, I'm a Caldwell guy. I haven't heard Caldwell. We haven't heard Peterson. We haven't heard Jack Del Rio. Any of those kind of established coaches have not gotten the call. Or they did it already and we don't know. I have no idea. You know? Will America ever accept crypto? Andy, I don't think you understand. You will accept crypto whether you like it or not. You will accept the internet whether you like it or not. You will accept cell phones whether you like it or not. You will accept credit cards whether you like it or not. You will accept airplanes whether you like it or not. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Okay? That's where we're going, whether you like it or not. It's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of when mass adoption takes over. That's what you're not understanding. But that's fine. There's going to always, that's that kind of thinking. That's why those of us that are going against the grain, those of us that are not panicking whatsoever during these dips, I had a friend of mine that was really panicking. I'm like, relax, man, buy more. And, are you kidding me? I'm like, well, that's what I'm doing. You know, it's coming. Don't worry about it. We're just in such the early stages that's why the denial's there. That's why the doubt is there. That's why the Andy Breakstones are there. Because they don't know anything about it. Oh, will they accept it? Go look at it, dude. It's Apple. Everybody's in it. Walmart. Everybody, Amazon. Everybody's adding crypto. So that's where you're going. That's where everything is headed. NFTs, gaming, all of that. It's all on the blockchain. That's where every business is safer. That's where every trademark is safest. That's where you will be able to be reimbursed as a musician and an artist and an entrepreneur and be protected like no other time in history, like the internet cannot do, the blockchain can. It's just a matter of understanding. Big O, is the rumored beef between Peterson and Greer legit? I have no idea who's tweeting that out. Trending on Twitter is that Sean Payton might retire. Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, Big O, please sell him. Well, if you want, dude, if the guy's done, he's done. What do you want him to do? You don't want to. We just went through that, dude. Well, maybe you're a little young, but you talked Jimmy Johnson to come back. How did that work out for you? Oh, no, Jimmy, don't retire. No, come back. Bring Dave Wanstead on. Put the training wheels on him for that final year. How'd that work out, folks? Do any of you ever learn lessons? You know, it's like Mike McDaniel. Okay, we've gone through the coach that can build staffs because they're young and they've never really done it and all that. So you saw it with the Gases and the Philbins and the Flores, and so now you want to do it again with the McDaniels. So a guy's retiring. If Sean Payton wants to retire, now you want to talk him out of retirement. We've been there and done it when we talked Jimmy Johnson out of retirement, and it didn't work out. You know? So it's one of those things that it's so strange how we're willing to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Weird, man. Really is. Smash that like button, by the way, while you're watching the program. Oh, do you think Greer is looking for a guy who just wants them to focus on X's and O's and not looking for control over the 53-man roster? You can bet your ass on that, Mauricio. That's what's going on. If you've listened to the show, that's what I've said he needs to do. And I told you last week The writing is on the wall. I told you throughout the year the writing was on the wall with Flores, right? Didn't I tell you that? And so now I'm telling you the writing's on the wall. Didn't they say they're going with Tua? They're moving forward with Tua? That's telling the next coach, we're running personnel. You coach the players. And that's how I want it to be. Again, do we want to make the same mistakes over again? Do we want to give Adam Gase and Brian Flores the power that they don't deserve? Let's not make the same mistake over again. So, yeah, you coach. Maybe that's why Jim Caldwell's not on the list. Maybe Jim Caldwell wants power. I don't know. Maybe that's why Peterson's not on the list, that he wants power. So, and I don't know. You guys got to tell me who's reporting that Peterson and Greer have a rift. I'm not a Peterson guy, so I don't care. Okay? He lost the locker room in Philadelphia. So I'm not necessarily in love with Peterson as much as some of you are. I'm more of a Jim Caldwell guy. So I don't know. But you tell me who's actually reporting that there's a rift between the two. Or is that a Facebook fact? Is that what we're getting? Carlos Alberto says, Big O, we need an offensive-minded head coach. Look at the teams in the championship. I don't mind having a defensive-minded head coach as long as they have a offensive coordinator that knows how to coach a quarterback and run an offense. If Sean Payton wants to retire, let him retire. If he wants to continue coaching, Dolphins should definitely look into him and do their due diligence. Exactly. If he wants to retire, see you later. If he wants to continue coaching, trade for him. Yes. That I would do in a heartbeat. Darren says Ross actually said at his Flow press conference the next head coach will decide to. Well, yeah, I know he said that. He has to say that. But the mantra has been thrown out there. They're moving forward with Tua. Radically says, I'm starting to think that Flores isn't fired and Vance will be brought in as the new GM since teams are asking to interview Flores. I think Flores is only suspended at this point. Radically, are you just like stupid or something, bro? I mean, you come up with stuff at times that, it's like I don't even know if I should read anything anymore that you post on the chat board. I got to be honest with you, Radically. I mean, that's not you label yourself radically. That's not radical thinking. That's just incredibly stupid thinking. Like, I don't know. Are you thinking with your ass or your head? Not exactly sure which one it is, radically. Wow. Holy crap. I mean, some of you out there, really. I don't know where you were born. Big O, are you drinking shots of buffalo wing sauce? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. It's honey and lemon. When you do a lot of talking, you need the lubrication for the vocal cords. So the honey and lemon works, and it works good. Dizzy says sticking with Tua for more years will waste the talent we have now. They will get old just like Jay Taylor and Zach Thomas. That's if you know what you're talking about. Remember, Dizzy, you're assuming you know what you're talking about. I know you don't know what you're talking about. So that's the difference. You're posting it with some, confidence and authority. But really, when there's no substance behind it, it's kind of empty. But we love you anyways. Miami Sports Fanatic Show says, Big O, I'm looking to invest $1,000 in crypto soon. Which coin do you recommend? I've been doing some research, but would love your opinion. Look, man, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves crypto. I just want you to know. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I would tell anybody. I'll make it nice and easy for you. And right now is an amazing dip going on. Put 40% into Bitcoin, put 30% into Ethereum, put 10% into Cardano, 10% into Polygon, and 10% into Avalanche, and leave it alone. Okay? Nice and simple. 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 10% Cardano, 10% Polygon, 10% Avalanche. And do it now because the dips that are in right now are phenomenal. Okay? So right there, that's what I would do. Nice and simple. You don't even need to look at it. Just leave it there. And the next time you want to make another buy-in, do it the same way. Whatever you want to invest in, break the pie down just like that. $1,000, $100, $50, $500, $5,000, you name it. You name it. How you doing, Frankie? So, there you go. That's how I would break down the pie. Let's see. George Rodriguez says, Big O, it's your boy George. Saw you on the Fin side with Reason, my man. Awesome show. You guys are the best. Thank you, George. Appreciate it. Had fun with Reason. We'll be doing something with Dougie this week. I don't think it will be today. I got to call Dougie. Again, it's just, yeah. Hey, by the way, send Cam a link there. He's on now. We're going to get Cameron Wolfe on now. And we'll talk a little Dolphins with him. Darren says everyone should go watch the Tua highlights from the last 2 seasons. It will remind you that Tua can be the guy if we put together an entire team. A complete team can get you to the Super Bowl. A complete team is what will win you a Super Bowl. Mao says, oh, is it possible that we might have to hire a McDaniel or a VJ only because most of the coaches knows Greer might be a lame duck GM? No. Don't think that is the plan whatsoever. Oh, that's what's going on? Somebody putting the lame GM thing? So stupid, man. And you idiots, one person puts lame GM and then you idiots then follow. I don't know why people listen to other people that know nothing about this. Seriously. It's just one stupid thing. That's what fans do, man. That's what fans do on average. They do just a lot of stupid things and say a lot like radically. Just think stupid things. Just stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. There's no logic behind it, but somehow or another you think that that's logical. All right, let's do this. Let's take a really quick break. When we come back, Cameron Wolfe from the NFL Network is going to join us, baby, with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department Miami Dolphins report.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and Miami Dolphins with our Fort Lauderdale Police Department Pro Football Report with insider Cameron Wolfe. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is an equal opportunity employer. The department is now hiring uncertified and certified police officers. Go to flpdjobs.com. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolfe.
All righty, we are back, baby. Hialeah Park. We're getting ready for the weigh-ins today. Fights on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cameron Wolfe is ready to join us. Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. Press conferences. Weigh-ins. Yeah, that's right. Press conferences today. I'm sorry. Weigh-ins are on, what is it, Thursday, right? Right. Yeah, Thursday. That's right. Thursday is the weigh-ins, right? Today's the press conferences. I'm getting too excited about it. I love freaking boxing, dude. I'm so happy that we're going to have it. And to see all these young boxers, and there's going to be one or two stars in this group that are going to end up shining. All right, let's talk to our star that shines here twice a week, and his name is Cameron Wolfe. with our Fort Lauderdale Police Department Miami Dolphins report. How you doing, Cam? You feeling good? You looking good?
I'm feeling good, Big O. Just got done a workout for starting my week, starting day off right. So I'm feeling great. You mentioned boxing. I love boxing too. So we're all on the same page with that too.
What are you doing Friday night, bro?
I'm actually going down to Mobile, Alabama, man. I got an
you're going to
assignment this week.
Okay.
So there's an HBCU combine they're having down there this weekend to kick off right before the Senior Bowl. So I'm be doing some TV coverage out there for the HBCU combine right before things kick up for Senior Bowl.
We'll start going back to the Senior Bowl next year. We're gonna get that kind of stuff going next year as we finish off all the business stuff that we're doing down here for the show. And we got a big Dolphin show coming that you'll be a part of.
Yes, sir.
That'll be finalized this week, man. That thing's gonna be that's gonna be the biggest Dolphins event for media that this town has ever had. And
looking forward to it.
It's going to be a monthly event, and it's at one of the hippest places in South Florida. It's going to be one of the coolest places in South Florida. So it's going to look great. It's even going to look good on camera, although that's Sean's job to make it look good on camera. So it is what it is.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. It should be fun.
All right. So what are we hearing? I laugh when I start, they start telling me, well, people aren't going to take this job because Greer's lame duck. And I'm like, come on, man, this is ridiculous. Let's go. Let's get into reality now. So what are we hearing, my man?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's going to be some choices that are going to be made this week. I think the first two names that really Dolphins fans should pay attention to is Brian Daboll and Dan Quinn. Those are two guys they both interviewed. Both of those guys have a lot of interest across the league. And from what I understand, Dan Quinn is a big favorite in Denver. And it's really up to him if he ends up wanting that job. That's not final, but that's something to watch out for. If he takes that job, that could be a domino leading to Daboll, which I'm sure everybody's seen. Daboll has been talking with the Giants. Miami also discussed with him. The Giants have a good connection with his GM. The GM they just hired there, Joe Schoen, was with him in Buffalo. So he's considered the favorite right now in New York for that job. And if he takes that job, then eliminates two candidates off the Dolphins list that they were interested in. So that kind of slims the list for them. So those are the two names I think Dolphins fans should watch. The Dolphins doesn't seem like there's anything imminent from what I'm hearing. I don't think you should expect a hire in the next couple of days. From what I understand, they're going to have a second round of interviews as well at some point. They're going to have some sort of finalist list, whether that's 2, 3, 4. And the expectation that I've heard from some of the people close to candidates is they're expecting some sort of second round candidate list decided, sometime this week. So that's the latest. I can't tell you for sure, Big O, who's going to get hired. I'm not going to come here and lie to you, but I do think those are two names to watch. And then if you don't get to those names, I know the name that's been stirring Dolphins fans a lot, Vance Joseph. He's definitely a guy that's still in the mix for them. That's real. I don't know if I go as far as saying he's the front runner at this point, but I'd say that interest is real from Chris Grier, from people in that front office. And, that's something to watch as well. So those are the three guys, I think, the big names to watch. If you're looking for a dark horse, or dark horses, Mike McDaniel is a popular media name that a lot of people have loved. He interviewed here. He interviewed via Zoom. And obviously, if they bring him back for a second interview in person, that would show you that they're really interested in him. The question is he ready to lead an organization at this point? We know he's a very smart X&O guy, an offensive mind. Is he ready to lead, an organization? That's the big question that he has to answer. And I'm not sure if he answers it this year, next year, but there's a lot of hope on him long-term for being a head coach. And one that hasn't been mentioned much, Thomas Brown is a guy that they interviewed on Friday. I'm told that he interviewed really well. They were impressed by him. Doesn't mean that he's going to be hired, but that means that he's a guy that's going to continue. You'll see the next couple of years if he doesn't get this job to rise. I would be surprised to see him get an OC job this offseason if things change in the Rams situation. So he's a name that hasn't been ruled out yet. I heard that he got some rave reviews from Grier and some of the people in the organization there. So that's definitely a name to continue to watch. So that's sort of my long spill on where we are with the coaching search. And as we had the last couple of weeks, we just wait to see when the Dolphins narrow down their choices.
We're not hearing the names Caldwell, Peterson, Del Rio, those kind of established guys. we're actually almost not hearing it almost anywhere pretty much.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you hearing about Caldwell?
So Jim Caldwell, the spot to watch for him is definitely Chicago. I think I told you last time we were on. He's a big Bill Polian guy, and Bill Polian is a big part of that search going on in Chicago. So I believe they're going to have a second round of interviews too. Now that they're narrowing down their GM candidate, that's another team that wants to hire their GM first and then do the true second round of coaching searches. So Jim Caldwell is a name that I know Bill Polian loves. They're going to have to see whoever they hire as a new GM. Does he love Jim Caldwell? But I'd say that the Chicago Bears job is probably the best chance that Jim Caldwell has to get a job. I haven't heard much from Del Rio. And honestly, Doug Peterson was a name everybody was thinking was going to be a guy who got a job this cycle. And we just have not heard his name at all, really. I think Jacksonville was the only place that he kind of bubbled up at. And from what I understand, it's a little bit more on the Byron Leftwich and Matt Eberflus as two guys to watch for that Jacksonville gig rather than Doug Peterson. So you may look at a situation where Doug Peterson doesn't get a head job this offseason, no for Del Rio, and if Jim Caldwell doesn't get the Chicago job, all three of those guys could not get a head coach job, which would be a surprise, if you told us that 2 weeks ago.
Well, I'm not a Peterson guy because, some of the things I heard about him losing the locker room, that's kind of why I wasn't. I'm wondering if that's what's lingering with him. And speaking of lingering, so after everything that was talked about, what happened with Flo, dude?
Right. I mean, he's still in the mix for the New York Giants gig. Like I said, Brian Daboll is the favorite, but he's not ruled out there. He's going to interview this week. I was told that he's interviewing Thursday for that job. So he's
do you really think he's a candidate for that job?
I think he's a candidate. I don't know if he's
down inside. Do you really think they're looking at him to hire him?
I know for a fact the owner is fond of Flores. So, he's going to have some questions to answer in those interviews. We've talked about it here. He's going to have to answer questions about can he hire an offensive staff. He's going to have to answer questions about what happened in Miami. And those are going to be the two big questions he's going to have to answer in interviews. He already did the Chicago interview. I'm sure they asked him. I wasn't in that interview, but I'm sure they asked him those two questions. So he's got to have good answers. I don't know what his answers are, but he's got to have good answers for those questions. But there are still people around the league that believe that Flores is a good head coach, and they feel like that whatever happened in Miami, they don't feel like it'll happen where they are. So I don't know that he gets hired for sure this offseason, but I believe Brian Flores is going to be a head coach sooner than later, just because of how people in the league still view him as a program builder and as a guy who can get the best out of players on the field.
All right, so your former stomping grounds, have they learned their lesson? Will they be dumb enough to continue thinking that Ryan Tannehill will put them over the top, or will they continue to ruin the best years of Derrick Henry's career? So I'm just wondering, what are you hearing in Tennessee? Maybe it might be a little too early for that decision, but that talk has got to be going on in that building.
Well, Mike Vrabel did a lot of shielding of Ryan Tannehill after the game. There was a lot of forks out for Ryan Tannehill because, let's be frank, he was the reason they lost that game. You can say, hey, there was tip passes, and there were tip passes, and there's a story for every interception. But your quarterback throws 3 interceptions in a game where your defense has 9 sacks, pretty much hold that Bengals offense in check, and you don't win. That's on the quarterback. So the problem they have in Tennessee is that his 2022 contract is guaranteed, and they've already paid him a big signing bonus. So they're contractually tied to Ryan Tannehill for 2022. So they could obviously go out and draft a quarterback and develop him and say, hey, whenever you're ready, you can take over. But they're not going to cut Ryan Tannehill. Maybe they get somebody to trade for him, but given what we just saw, I don't know what the trade market would be for Ryan Tannehill at this point unless they're going to eat a lot of money. So I think you're looking at a situation where he comes back in 2022 as a Titans QB, whether Titans fans like it or not, and maybe that's the make or break year for him. Maybe that's when they draft a quarterback, finally get him some competition and try to transition in 2023. But the Titans are at a very precarious spot because they've been in the playoffs, the last 3 seasons. They're right on the brink. They just can't get over the hump. They were the number 1 seed this year. Derrick Henry is a beast, but you have to wonder how long is he going to continue to be at the Derrick Henry level he is. And their defense has been really good as of late, but soon those guys are going to want to get paid. So they really have a window of maybe the next year or two where they really have to capitalize and win.
That's terrible.
And can you do that with Ryan Tannehill? That's a big offseason question.
That is just terrible. All right. X, where does he get traded to? Because he's going to get traded.
All right, so we talk about this every time we come on. I am not a big.
Hey, that's all right. Listen, all of you that I bring on, every one of you, I kept telling you Flo's going to get fired, and you know
Right.
it's the same thing. It's all right.
It's
all right.
You're right.
It's all right.
You were right. You were
It's
right.
all right.
So I'm not saying you're wrong about X. I'm saying I am on record. I'm telling people right now, I am on record that I do not like the idea of trading Xavien Howard.
That's not the point. That has nothing to do with it. You're avoiding the point. Will he get traded or not, and where does he get traded? It's not whether you want him or not. We all know that you're a better team if you have him on there, but there's also baggage that comes with it and risk that comes with it. So let's get to reality now. Reality is, I believe he's out the door. They're going to trade him at one point or another. Do you believe he will get traded or not? And where could he get traded?
So if they make the big mistake of trading Xavien Howard,
there we go. There we go.
Then I think a lot of it's going to depend on who their new head coach is and what he kind of views as it. But if they do go around that path, and I would not be shocked. You mentioned a lot of the reasons that make sense. He's making a lot of money. He's getting older. He has knee issues.
You can't keep everybody if you keep those.
You can't keep everybody. So I would not be shocked by the reasoning. I would rip the move. Best believe I'd rip the move, but I would not be shocked by the reasoning. And so there were definitely talks over the last couple of years about X being traded. That has been real. You know, I know the Dolphins tried to throw water on that. You know, whether it's another team initiating talks and the Dolphins saying no, that's not enough, or the Dolphins. But to me, that doesn't really matter. To me, there were talks, and Xavien obviously asked for a trade before he got the new deal done. There's going to be money questions again this offseason. So I definitely think there's going to be a conversation about trading X. The question is, they're going to want probably a first round pick minimum as a value for him. They feel like he's a top 5 corner in the league. And so you're going to have to ask another team to pay the same reasons that you're talking about trading them. You're going to have to ask another team to pay his deal, what he wants to be paid, deal with his needs and deal with his age and the way that you're doing with it. So that to me is going to be, do you just get rid of X for a value? If you don't get a first round pick, do you just get rid of X for a second round pick? What do you do in that situation? I mean, when you look at teams who are playing that aggressive defense that love to ball hawk. Baltimore's a team that, you know, had interest in him at the deadline. I could see them having interest again in him, pairing him with the Marcus Peters or the Marlon Humphreys, depending on what's going on there, and solidifying that cornerback group. That wouldn't shock me if we're looking at, you know, potential options. You know, depending on what happens and with J.C. Jackson, you know, whoever misses out on that, he's the big fish in free agency. If he leaves New England, maybe New England tries to go after X. You know, if he leaves, if he goes somewhere, if he stays in New England, whoever misses out on JC, X will probably be the best cornerback on the market. So I don't think
there's no way the Dolphins are trading X to the Patriots.
To New England. No way.
Not in the division, period,
right.
at all.
So that's why I'm saying Baltimore would be the team that I would circle. Dallas, before they got Trayvon Diggs, was definitely a team to watch. I'm not sure now if they still have as much interest, but they had interest in X before. So that would be a team that, you know, you might be able to bring back to the table. And a team that's still in the playoff, the 49ers, they're a team that's built, you know, they could use one more of those cornerbacks. So those are probably the 3 names I would probably call if they were trying to make that move to move X, which, by the way, I am not a fan of.
No, a lot of people aren't going to be fans of it. I know that part, but I also know what the reality is, and the reality is that's been brewing, and if it wasn't for Flo, I don't think he gets his money last year.
That might be right. I think you know, there was a very hard line drawn in the sand, and I don't know if Xavien Howard plays this year if he didn't get that correction. And like I said, you love Noah, but I think that
no.
Watching Noah.
I don't love Noah. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Noah, but the problem is you invested a first rounder, so you have to find out if he can play or not. You have no choice. You made that investment. It's like the Trey Lance thing. That's what's going on. You know how they're talking about, well, if Garoppolo wins, they're going to trade him, or they're going to trade him at the end of the year no matter what. Why? Because San Fran made that commitment. So now that they made their bed, they have to lie in it, and they have to go find out if Trey Lance can play or not. You know what I mean? And the Dolphins made their bed. they drafted Noah, and they drafted Noah with the idea that he would be one of those guys to replace down the line. Well,
Right.
time has come now, and they're probably going to have to sign some veteran corner somewhere. Start Noah, and if Noah can't do it, the veteran corner will take over at that point. But I'm pretty sure they're going to trade X, because if they want to sign Ogba and Needham and McCollins and all these guys, plus go somewhere in, go get some offensive line in free agency. Yeah, they have 70 million, but bro, at one point or another, you're going to have to, free up some money to do all those things. That's why I think X is the one that's movable and the one that brings back picks in return.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why, unfortunately, it's a tough decision that you have to make. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I like Noah. It's just that they put themselves in this position now. Now they've got to find out if they can play or not.
Right, and I understand that, and maybe there is some way to get him on the field, but I'm a believer there's sunken cost sometimes. If you find out a guy that simply can't play and you missed on it, you don't try to continue to play it and sink those costs even further just because you want to prove yourself right. So we've seen some of it's not like we haven't seen him on the field. Yeah, we've seen him on the field and it hasn't been pretty. Yes, we haven't seen a lot of them. But I'm just not certain, maybe in year 3. I think, honestly, we talk about coaching staffs here. I think that they have a really good DB crew, and Gerald Alexander and Charles Burke and honestly Flores as a coach, Josh Boyer, all those guys are DB coaches at heart. And if for 2 years those guys haven't been able to get much out of Noah, I'm not sure what changes with a new guy or new guys in that building. Maybe it all clicks in year 3. I'm just not convinced that when you have a bunch of DB specialists who drafted him because they thought they can develop him, if he's still not developed going into year 3, what all of a sudden changes with throwing him out on the field?
Well, he hasn't played in games. He needs to play games. He actually has to be in that position. The practice doesn't help, and the fact that he has 2 guys in front of him doesn't help. So you've got to throw him to the wolves at one point or another to find out if he can sink or swim. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You might as well. And listen, I can also go back at you the other way. The guys in the front office are all the guys that found X and Nick Needham and Fitzpatrick and Holland, and so they're the ones that draft and pick and who's the kid they cut last year, which was their 5th round pick from a couple years ago. What's his name?
Curtis Weaver.
No, the DB, the classy kid that moved over to safety. What's his name, bro? The slot. McCain, Bobby McCain, another guy they drafted.
Oh, yeah, he's a vet. You said that he drafted a couple years. McCain's was 2014.
Yeah, they drafted him a few years back. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the people that were in that front office are the ones that have kind of picked all these DBs anyways. Right. So maybe there's something there with Noah. You know what I mean? I don't know. The guy hasn't played at all. I'd like to find out if he can. I'm just saying the reality is X is gone. Whether you like it or not, it's something they have to do. It's a scab they have to tear. And here's the other thing. You know it, and I know this. Those knees are ticking time bombs, bro. I'm
willing to go down.
Don't have that many scopes, and then there's no repercussions.
Clearly, this is where we agree to disagree on X. I'm willing to go down with the ship. If his knees break down sometime next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I'm willing to go down when he goes down, because he's been my best player on the team for the last 3 or 4 years, and that's just the way I see it. So I get it. I understand you're always looking forward, but I've seen, like I told you before, the Dolphins bet against him a couple years ago when they drafted Noah. They were wrong. I'm not going to bet against him again. That's just my take.
Well, that was a domestic issue that was tied. That was different. Also, that was something else. Also, that they were worried about.
But that was a part of it.
Double whammy that year.
But the knees were the bigger part of it. The knees were the bigger thing of why they drafted Noah.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. It makes all the sense in the world what you're saying, and you should be pissed if they trade him. But that's the reality. All right, follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe. Where you go? You traveling to this week, or are you?
Yeah.
You
So I'm not on the game this week. Once Titans got eliminated, that was the end of my playoff run, most likely. So I'm going to be in Mobile this week, starting Thursday here for the HBCU Combine, and then early next week I'm actually going out to Vegas to do some Pro Bowl coverage. So I'll be out there doing some Pro Bowl out there. So Yeah, got a lot of trips coming up the next 2 or 3 weeks, but no more playoffs for me.
I like it. I like it. All right, follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe. Cam, thank you for taking some time. We'll catch up on Thursday.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, man.
You got it, baby. All right, there you go. The great Cameron Wolfe. Love it. Love it. Big O ready to roll with Noah. Unbelievable. It's not that I'm ready to roll with Noah. You folks are not understanding the game, the business. It's just the way it goes. And there are gambles you want to take, and then there are gambles you're not going to take, and then there are gravy trains that you have to get off of at specific times. And the X gravy train, now's the time to get off the X gravy train. Okay? Oh, the Habano, bro. That is a terrific cigar from Perdomo. That's I wish I could be smoking like an Habano right now, right here. That would be actually really good. There we go. Mr. DeCubas is over there. All right. Anyway, if you all want to get in, 855-912-1056. By the way, if you want to join us for the fights here on Friday night, I still have 4 more pairs of tickets I can give away. Send in a text at 855-912-1056. Put your name, your phone number, and your email address, because that's the only way we can contact you, and that's the only way we can tell you won and all that, and we can verify. So if you can, send in a text at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Full name, phone number, email, and don't send it in if you can't go. Okay, so because we want people that actually can go, to talk to be here, and enjoy the tickets. Plus, we'll get to see you. Sean and myself will be here on Friday. We're gonna have a no. We won't be streaming the fights themselves. That's Fight TV. Will be carrying that FITE.TV. We'll be covering. We'll be carrying the fights if you want to watch them. We will be here on Friday night, kind of like, what would you say? Kind of like ambiance and leading up to, certain matches and maybe interviewing boxers and things like that. I don't know. What do you think we're doing Friday? Something like that, right? Yeah, I don't even know exactly what we're doing on Friday, how we're setting it up, but we'll be here. I know that we're not going to be showing the fights because that's not we don't own the rights to that. Okay, I mean we're here, we're partnered with Hialeah Park and all that, but we can't show you the fights. No, but you can go to Fight TV, Fight FITE.TV. They will be carrying it. All right, that I can tell you. Yep, that's it. Fight to stream La Gran Noche de Boxeo Cubano. So there you go. It's all there, baby. Pay-per-view event. You can check it out and you can watch it. Okay. And it starts off at 6 p.m. Eastern. For those of you out there that may want to check it out on Fight TV. Manny Navarro will join us at 11:30. Alan Poupart will stop by at 12:30. Panthers are in action tonight against Winnipeg at 8 o'clock. Heat are off tonight, Wednesday. They take on the Knicks. Hey, are those Knicks fans nearly as cocky as they were last year? Yeah, I don't think so. They're 2 games under 500 right now, 11-11 on the road. Did you see what happened to John Stockton? What an idiot! All right, let me tell you a little story about John Stockton. I'll first of all, John Stockton got his tickets from Gonzaga suspended because he refused to wear a mask. Okay? And the rules are the rules, man. You wear the mask, you wear, indoors, that's what they require. You wear the mask. Big deal. Wear it. What's the deal? And you're John Stockton, dude. You're an alumni. You're supposed to set an example. All those kind of things. There we go. I got my media credential, and now I'm official. So Stockton gets his tickets revoked. That's it. He can't go. He refuses to wear a mask. And so they interview him, and on a radio show, he says about 150 athletes have died on the pitch, on the field, and on the hardwood from the vaccine. You believe that? Like, that hasn't happened once. We've been fortunate. I don't think any athletes even died from the virus itself. Maybe away from it or something like that, but nobody's died on the court. Not even from the virus, much less the vaccine. That's how radical and how much of a disgusting lie he put out there. But that's the ignorance we have. And I'll tell you a story about John Stockton that tells you that, and I talked about this years ago. If you followed me for a long time, you know what I talked about it. So we had a great announcer for the Miami Heat. You remember the Slammer? You know who I'm talking about, Dr. Jack, right? Jack Ramsey. So you remember Jack Ramsey, right? Jack Ramsey was probably the nicest man in the world. So when I was young in this business, ESPN would hire me to go follow Jack Ramsey around pregame. Okay, so I would go with my Marantz cassette deck. Okay, big old cassette deck. And my mic. And I would go with Dr. Jack. I was just like his producer, like. And ESPN will hire me and pay me for that for like the hour of doing this, because I would have to get the interview. I would hold the mic and Jack would interview the player, and it would be like the biggest players and coaches. Like, this is freaking Jack Ramsey, dude. So Jack Ramsey would walk into the Bulls locker room and say, "Hey, can we talk to Scottie Pippen? Can we talk to Michael Jordan? Can we talk to whoever? You name it, bro. It didn't matter. Larry Bird, whatever." And you know what those players did, right? What did they all say? No, let's go. Yes, sir. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. Like, no, I could never do that. Most of us could never do this in this business. That's freaking Jack Ramsey. Okay? Like, he's a stud, bro. Like, he's a great human. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, like, he is salt of the earth person. Not only was he a great coach, but he treats everybody like me, like I'm a schmuck. Okay? Like, I'm a nobody in this business. I'm just a producer grabbing the Marantz and he's treating me like gold. That's what Jack Ramsey is. So one day, Jazz are in town. And we go into the locker room. And he goes, "Hey, can you get John Stockton for me?" And so the PR person walks over to John with me and with Jack. We walk right up to Stockton. And he says, "Hey, John, can you do me a favor? Hey, this is Jack Ramsey. I'm sure you know him. Jack does a pregame interview for ESPN. Would you mind taking 5 minutes with him?" He goes, "No, I can't." Only person ever to turn down Jack Ramsey. And it wasn't like he was doing anything important. That moment right there, I lost all respect as a person. I knew John Stockton was a great point guard, a great facilitator, one of the great of all time. I mean, he is what he is as a player. But, bro, as a person, I lost total respect for him that day. Nobody turned down Jack, bro. Nobody. It was like a cool moment for me early in my career because I got really close to like a lot of great players. Not that I got to know them or anything like that. I was just holding the mic or whatever, but it was a cool experience early on. This is my first couple of years in the business. And I was stringing and UPI, AP. I mean, after a game, I was sending sound, and it was like a phone coupler. And it was like these two wires that you would unscrew the mouthpiece of the phone, right? And then there are these two silver things that are there when you unscrew the old phones, and then you would get these grasshopper clippers, right? And you'd clip them on each one, and then it'd have a little mini out to put into your cassette deck, and then you'd send everything, whether it was a rap, whether it was sound, whatever it was, or an interview, and that's how it sounded as clean as possible. back into the studios over at whatever, AP, UPI, ABC, NBC, ESPN, all of those kind of things. Because back then the digital age wasn't there yet. So everything was analog. Everything was done the way I was doing it back then. I would be stringing for 5, 6, 7 outlets after every game. But it was, hey man, it's the only way to make extra money, man. Was doing stuff like that. But it's crazy. And to see that he that he dissed him, that was just like disgusting, dude. Really, seriously. Hunter Butler, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat there. I appreciate it. He says, morning, Big O. Not to discredit Waddle or Holland. They're amazing with promise, but do you think they overperformed this year due to no talent with them? Look, the bottom line is Holland was awesome no matter what. He's just fantastic. Waddle, they had to use him like crazy. You know what I mean? They had to count on him. Look, bottom line is, Hunter, both are phenomenal picks. And when you get a better offensive coordinator and an O-line coach, you're going to watch Waddle become a much better player and big-time plays. Scotty says, I'm out on Rodgers after hearing Dan Patrick break down his historical bad career postseason performance, 7-9, beating only wild card teams after the Super Bowl. He had the one Super Bowl. I mean, he has the one Super Bowl, bro. It's still a Super Bowl, and there were a lot of people injured that year too. Go look at it. They had a bunch of people on the IR that year. Okay. Irving says, stop it, Robert. I'm fully vaccinated. Oh, I don't know. All right. WZG says, oh, you're wrong about Stockton. He shouldn't be banned from the games. Plus, the masks don't work at slowing the spread. Well, you can believe whatever crap you want to believe, my brother. You know, you want to believe all of that. So he shouldn't be banned, but he should be saying that 150 athletes have died right on the court and on the field from the vaccine, right? That's allowed. That should be allowed. Radically, the data has been covered up by the government. The scientists have finally started getting real studies out. The vaccine's not good for you. Yeah, okay. All right. You know, there we go. We're good, Radically. You'll need another email to participate here, and soon you'll be blocked from that one too. Just enough of the stupidity and ignorance, bro. You know, it's if you're going to be a dumbass, then just get lost. Let's see, what else do we have here? South Florida Don says, I'm vaxxed and boosted and still got it. I didn't die or go to the hospital. That's because I'm vaxxed and boosted. That's right. So you're supposed to be. That's all. Vaccines are vaccines, bro. I've had them since I was a kid. We've all had them. All right, let's go. Hour number 2. Let's get ready from Hialeah Park right here on the Big O Radio Show.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, great. You got a doorbell camera. Now you got a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
No.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Get out of my house!
Ooh, Mom's jewelry. There goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Sloan's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, a free doorbell camera.
Free?
One that'll actually work for you.
It's not total security unless it's the Sloan Shield. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Here we go. Appreciate it. Hour number 2 coming to you live, baby, from Hialeah Park. We're waiting for the press conferences to start for the fights this Friday night. Remember, if you want to win tickets, you can send me a text at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, Richard is asking me, Big O, what is Tua's trade value at the last second? I hope there is no trade going on, so why would I talk about it? Why are you even talking about it? Richard, I get it. You don't like the guy. He's not getting traded, bro. Change teams, Richard. Root for another team, bro. Don't watch the Dolphins next year. That's all. I mean, why are you going to waste your time talking about stupid stuff like trade value for Tua? Seriously, Richard, come on. And as for you, WZG, you are like this close. Okay? You're on triple secret probation. He says if you're still getting COVID and you're fully vaxxed, you can't say that vax works. No vaccine is ever perfect. It never has been perfect. Okay? And when billions of people are taking it, you're going to have all kinds of breakthrough cases. That's just the way it is. That's what the numbers are. The entire planet needs to get vaxxed. So you're going to have a lot of people. All right? So it's going to happen. So no vaccine is ever perfect. There's never been a vaccine that's ever perfect. So you're this close, bro. This close. Keep on with stupid, ignorant comments, and it will end. I don't need it. Okay? We clear on that? All right. Vaccines, enough of that crap either. Tennessee hates Tannehill. Well, they don't, not yet at least. Not yet. But soon they'll end up figuring it out that he's not the answer. Pretty soon. He'll figure it out. By the way, did you see Patrick Ewing? Patrick Ewing is 68 and 69 at Georgetown. And let me tell you, Patrick Ewing is a guy that is following the footsteps of other great players who find out that coaching is not easy. And look, he's kind of lucky that he doesn't have to deal with stars that are in college basketball for several years, because if he's not able to recruit them, he'd be a lot worse. And 68 and 69, he's 26 and 49 in the Big East. I mean, he that is terrible, dude. They're headed for the third consecutive losing season. Huh? I don't know. Doesn't matter, but they're obviously better than him. What's left in the Big East? I mean, isn't Pittsburgh in the Big East, right? They're still there, right? Oh no, Pitt is in the ACC. That's right. So who's in the Big East now? It's not Louisville. There, Creighton. Oh, Villanova's good. St. John's. Well, St. John is St. John's any good? I know, but like they haven't been good in a while. Who else? Seton Hall. Okay, they haven't been good in a while either. Marquette. Okay, they've had more success than those. UConn, but UConn's not UConn anymore. DePaul. Okay, DePaul hasn't been DePaul in forever. Wow. Okay, yeah, no, it's like the Big Least. He sucks in the Big Least. Wow, that's terrible. 26 and 49. That is terrible, dude. And you know how many great players fail as head coaches? A ton. Most of them fail. And it shows you how much I follow college basketball. I don't even remember anymore what's left in that Big Least. And he can't even beat the teams that are left there. He's 26 and 49 in the Big East. Sad. But that's the problem. And that's why at times when I tell you, like some of you want Marino as a GM, this is why I don't want Marino as a GM. Because then what happens is if you don't get it done, then you're Michael Jordan. Like, hey, great player, but man, he sucks as a general manager. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't want from Marino. That I know that he's going to end up getting killed if he doesn't get the job done. Look at John Elway. He can't find a quarterback. He can never draft a quarterback ever in his life. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time can identify a quarterback in the draft. Just because you were a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great talent evaluator or a great coach. In fact, there's a very good chance that you will be bad at all of those things if you were a former great player. Those are the chances. Those are the percentages instead. Villanova rules the Big East. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, from the list he told me, it sounds like, yeah, Villanova is pretty much the only one because UConn isn't UConn anymore. Yeah, and St. John's. Oh, God. St. John's hasn't been St. John's since Lou Carnesecca, dude. Okay? Lou Carnesecca. You got to go back to when St. John's was St. John's. And the other team, you Seton Hall? Seton Hall hasn't really been Seton Hall since the dude with the gruffy voice and the beard. What's his name? Damn it, bro. That he screams at what? PJ Carlesimo. PJ Carlesimo. That's it. I gave it away with the voice, didn't I? I did actually that was actually a pretty decent PJ Carlesimo, by the way. Okay. You got to give me I was a decent PJ Carlesimo. I love the guy, and I was named after him. But what did Larry ever win as a coach? Yeah, no, he was. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want. That's why you Dolphin fans that are always clamoring for Marino. The last thing I want to see is Marino in the front office because there's a good chance he's going to fail, and then I don't want to hear fans killing the guy. That's freaking Marino, bro. Come on. He's been through enough. He had to deal with a team that couldn't get it done. All right. WGZ says, this is America, bro. I can't have my opinion just like you can have your stupid opinion about Tua. Tua doesn't kill people. There you go. Now you don't have to worry about it. Now you don't even have to have an opinion now, WZG. There you go. There's no opinion for you anymore. And my brother, I did you a favor. Now you don't have the pressure of thinking anymore, participating, none of that anymore. It's over. That's it. Your kind of reasoning, I don't need on this board. You just compared Tua to a virus and misinformation that kills people, but misinformation about Tua means you're just wrong. You know, you thought he could play, you're wrong. You thought he couldn't play, you're wrong. That's it. Wrong information about a virus and information like that, that misleads people and that could kill them. But since you want to make those kind of comparisons, you can make those comparisons on another show, not on mine. Okay? Because I run this show. Got it? There you go. Dan Marino should be a mentor. He already is, my brother. That's what he does. He walks around like the Godfather. They ask him something, he gives you his opinion, and it's over. And you move on. And that's it. You don't need any more. He's kind of like the Godfather. I like it like that because there's no pressure for Dan. It makes a lot of sense for him. Okay? Let's see. What else do we have? In the era of the internet, there is no way misinformation should be an issue. Yeah, well, that's all right. Let's see. Bird went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Doug Peterson has the Miami ties and knows the RPO. Yeah, but somehow or another, look at it, Matt. They're not. He's not on anybody's list. Nobody's talking about Doug Peterson. And by the way, nobody's been talking about Flo either. So where are all the, how about all you folks out there that were like, Flo will get a job and he'll make the Dolphins look bad and all that. I'm not seeing people lining up for Flo. Nobody's lining up for Doug Peterson. Look around. Those are names we're not hearing. And Caldwell's been mentioned, what? The Bears? That's it? I haven't even heard anywhere else. But the other guys are even worse. Flo had a little PR early, and it died out, and that's it with the Giants. And I don't even really think he's a real candidate for the Giants. I think he was just kind of filling some kind of a quota for the interview more than anything else. I think the stuff that went on behind the scenes has gotten around quite a bit, and I think people kind of know what happened behind the scenes. So that's kind of been an issue. Yes, sir. What do you got? Terrific show. Had a great time with the young man, just like I do with Doug all the time, and we'll get one on with Doug this week too. So it doesn't matter either way. But the good thing for you guys, you don't have to see me right now. That is really, really good. I mean, that's one of the best jobs that Sean has done. Uh, audio back now. Tua's ceiling is Joe Montana. Drew Brees, the one exception to the rule that your QB needs to have prototypical size, athleticism, and arm. They're asking me, we must be using Comcast. Oh, Lordy. All right. So, but the audio's still going at least? Okay. At least you guys can you guys just confirm that you can hear me, that everything's fine at least? So I know, okay, audio is back. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. Good. Okay, all right. As long as you can hear it, at least for now. I mean, not having my face on the screen is actually a positive. Let's not kid ourselves. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good thing. Big O, a team that has been surprisingly quiet throughout the coaching search has been the Raiders. They have had a couple of interviews, but maybe they're doing some of the stuff under the radar also. I don't know. That's the thing. Because Miami isn't really doing a lot of talking, they may have interviewed some candidates that we don't know. Susie says there's a revolt at Hialeah Park. Actually, we got a pretty nice crowd here at Hialeah Park. Media and all kinds of folks out here waiting for the press conferences to start. So it's pretty cool. Make sure you send Manny a link so we can get him ready in there and get him to go. Half the teams in the NFL want Watson. That's the reality of it. I don't think it's half the teams, my brother. Half the teams don't have the cap space and the picks that they're going to need to get Watson. So you are incorrect there. There's only a couple of teams that are going to want Watson, and there's only a couple of teams that are going to be able to afford to fit Watson into their cap because it's going to be a $40 million hard cap number. So that's a lot of space that you've got to open up. So you've got to have the picks and the cap space, and you've got to you figure if you're going to add him, you've got to have the team around him in order to win, because he's not going to be able to carry a team by himself. Okay, he won 4 games last year with a better team than David Mills had this year. Again, listen to me. He had a better team last year than David Mills had this year, and David Mills won the same amount of games that Watson did. So Watson is not going to, no quarterback is going to carry the entire franchise. You're going to need a team. And here's the other thing, because he has a no trade clause, he can't be traded to half the league because he doesn't want to go to half the league. He's only going to want to go to a couple places. So there's only going to be a couple of teams that are going to have the opportunity to trade for him. That's this whole thing is so complicated. Remember, he was going to get traded to Miami because he would waive his no trade clause to be allowed to be traded to Miami. That's the difference. Let's see. Watson is under criminal investigation. What part of that is beyond your little brain's ability to think? I love it. I love it. Steve Calabro in the house. Let's see. Johnny Rotten says, we've interviewed 66 coaches. What's the chances the coaches we interviewed don't want to be tied to Tua? Don't know. Have no idea. That's something that you can't answer. I can't answer. And all you can do is people can speculate about it. That's the only thing that they can do is speculate about it. We missed your face already. Oh, Cruz, Ruiz. That is very nice of you. You're lying, but it's very nice of you. My wife doesn't say she misses my face. Roberto Uriola says, I'm pro Tua, but watching those two QBs go back and forth like that, I started to think about the Dolphins being. You've got to have, well, listen, those guys, those teams won't survive either if their teams don't make any stops moving on in the playoffs. You need a complete team. Put him in the Tennessee situation and he can win the whole thing. Put him in the Saints situation, he can win the whole thing. He needs balance. A team that has a defense, a team that has a running game, and then he can take care of everything else. And a good coach, by the way. Got to have a good coach. Audio out. Okay? So now audio is out. So you need to fix that audio, son. Audio's on now? Okay. Okay. Toca Life Fun says, Big O, do you think the Dolphins should bring in real competition for Tua? No, bro. I think what they need to do, you bring in a veteran to back up Tua that can play and back him up. You don't need any more of that stuff. What you need is an offensive line and a coach that can coach the offensive line. What you need is a coordinator. That's what you need. And what we need to do is take a 30-second break here so we can bring on Manny Navarro from The Athletic so he can join us for our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All righty, we are back. We back. Manny Navarro ready to join us here on the program. All right, so what's it look like? They can see Manny, but they don't see me. Is that what it is? Or both of us are on there? Okay, all right.
We got both of you.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we got both of us. All right, now we had some issue here. I don't know what the hell was going on. We're waiting for the boxing press conferences to start here at Hialeah Park, so we're going to carry them. Okay. And hopefully this week, by the way, we might be announcing your new show here on the station. So we're looking forward to that, bro. It's gonna be good. Oh, by the way, you don't even know the good news.
Okay, tell me. You gonna tell me the good news?
It's closer to your house.
That's great news.
It's like in the same. It's in the same county. You just got to go like a little east.
Okay,
that's it. So
I like it. I like that.
No, I knew you would like it. I knew you would like it. Your co-host is not going to like it. You have two co-hosts. Oh, and by the way, you have a third co-host now, too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, a very entertaining co-host is going to be joining you weekly. So, yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. We are pumping up our Canes coverage. We're pumping up our Heat coverage. Obviously, we're already dominating. Nobody covers the Dolphins like we do. That's already gone and dead. We have the best Canes insider. That's already done with Manny. and Ira in basketball, but we are now taking our basketball and Canes coverage to another level. So we are going to be adding, I would say, 3 more insiders to the show. So before you know it, Manny, everybody's going to be a part of this thing. I mean,
Hey, man, that's great. That's great. This is what we wanted, right? When we talked about this many years ago. You've been talking about this forever, bro.
yeah.
So,
Except, like nobody helped me. And so now it's like,
yeah, no, you're on your.
it's funny that I teamed up with 2 other things that like they couldn't help me at all. So now, not by myself. Obviously, I'm being helped by a couple people, but it's funny how on our own now we've made more progress on our own than anything else. It's just,
Yeah.
it's weird, man. It really is weird, man.
Well,
But
it's
it is going to be the coolest Kane show that's out there, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a good time. All right. So the coach inspired the crowd, but he couldn't get to the point of inspiring the team to get over the hump against Florida State over the weekend.
Yeah, it was probably one of the best moments, right, so far of the Cristobal era, because he got to be out there in front of the fans and get everybody fired up. It was a great sort of viral video moment. Yeah, it was cool. It was funny. I was cracking up watching Mario kind of go WWE style, and just kind of get in there. I wish they did that at every football game. Imagine if they did that at every football game. Opening quarter, coach grabs the mic and says, "Hey, let's go. Let's get everybody."
Right. Right.
Be kind of a fun little twist to football now. But yeah, it was great and good weekend overall, man. They had over 200 kids there, all in, from future recruiting classes, some of the best kids. I was out in front of the Hecht Athletic Center for about 2 or 3 hours interviewing kids as they were walking in, getting their phone number, saying what's up, introducing myself. A lot of these elite kids from all across the country. And I can tell you the common theme for all of them was, man, Mario's exciting. Like he's an enthusiastic coach, and he brings this level of excitement where all of them want to come and check it out and see if they want to be a part of this thing. I mean, I think without question, there's, you're going to see the recruiting amp up tremendously in terms of the high caliber kids wanting to come here. But in the end, as Brett Getz, who runs the 7-on-7 team, the South Florida Express, told me, it's awesome now, but he still got to win, man. He still got to win in the fall. Right. Or all of this stuff falls apart, So
no, I'm with you. I and he's right. Listen, you and I talked about this. What he did at Oregon is not good enough in Miami. It's just that's how scary it is, because he's pretty good at Oregon, but he wasn't beating SEC teams. He wasn't winning national title. So unfortunately, that's what it's that's what it's going to require here. He's going to have to be a national title contender. He's going to have to beat his former employer in Nick Saban. These are the kind of things, you got to beat Dabo Swinney, right in your own conference. These are the kind of things that he didn't, do over there. And like losing twice to Utah, oh my God, Canes fans would lose their minds.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you lose twice to Utah in a year, that's like losing twice to, it's not even Clemson, dude. It's
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it's like Vautech and that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, the job is real, and the task is huge for this man.
Yeah, and it's going to take a lot of talent. I mean, that's the one thing I think everybody's, oh, Miami, look at those great recruiting classes. They're still getting kids drafted. Oh, I mean, let's face it, man. If you're not churning out first rounders on the regular, you don't have enough talent to win, right? You got to have those elite kids. And those numbers have gone down tremendously over the years at Miami. It's been well documented. So you need to get the best of the best players, to win championships. It starts up front, starts on the offensive line, defensive line. I think it's great that Mario, that's his focus here, right? It's landing guys in the trenches that are going to be able to go up against Alabama and Georgia and move people and create havoc up front. Obviously, you need it all. You need the quarterbacks, you need the cornerbacks, you need the safeties, you need every position. But ultimately, if you don't have the horses up front, you're not going anywhere. And as he and I talked about once recently, you watch the film from last year, he tells me we're going sideways and getting knocked on our ass most of the time.
Right.
So that's why you see this intent push on the offensive defensive lines here, recruiting wise, and through the transfer portal early on. And they made a big pickup yesterday that was sort of an under the radar pickup. But there's a young kid, Andrew Rogers, okay, who was on Mel Tucker's staff at Michigan State for a long time. Andrew Rogers is going to be coming over to Miami now. This Rogers kid is basically the kid who monitored the transfer portal at Colorado and at Michigan State for Mel Tucker. And look at what they did at Michigan State, getting some elite kids. So again, he's expanding the staff. He's going to have more resources. I expect this thing to get better. But like you said, winning the ACC or getting to the ACC championship game and losing isn't going to be good enough 2 or 3 years from now. I think you're right. It's going to have to be playoffs in a couple of years where people are going to start saying, what's going on here?
Let me ask you, just out of curiosity, because he's old school like you and me are. Has he said anything about what they're doing with the turnover chain and all that other crap? And
I think they're getting rid of it. I think all of this sort of stuff. I think all of this sort of stuff. I don't think it's coming back. I mean, he hasn't officially come out and said any of that yet. If they rebrand it or repurpose it, so to speak, or just get rid of it entirely. But I don't think it's going to be something that is his forte, like slogans and cute little things like that. Unless they're winning, I don't think those things are going to be coming out. Those little what's the word that I'm looking for? Silly items, right? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
All of that silliness, I don't think that comes out unless they're winning games.
It just disgusted me when you're losing like dogs and you get a turnover and you're like, it's like the idiot that goes first down, and it's like, dude, you're losing 35-10.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares that you got a first down?
Right.
You know what I mean? After you got first down, you got to stand out there and go like this to everybody. Hey, first down. And it's like, yo, bro, get back to the huddle. You're getting your ass kicked. You know what I mean? I hate that, dude. I can't stand the guy that's celebrating in the end zone and it's 45-10. And it's like, yo, dude, you made it 10. You're down with 30 more points. What are you doing? Who cares about your touchdown? Hand off the ball and get your ass to the sidelines and try to score 4 more. Then you can start to celebrate, those are the things that drive me crazy. So I'm glad that he's doing that. What's the deal with the coaching staff? When is this thing going to be finalized?
Yeah, man. like I said last week, I think, it's gotten to the point where he's taking so much time with this, waiting for the NFL season to end, in my opinion, waiting for guys to finish their contract duties through signing day.
Oh, so you're telling me Dorsey's the offensive coordinator?
No, I'm not telling you Dorsey's the offensive coordinator.
I'm just saying, bro. The Bills just got eliminated, so I'm just saying. All right.
No, I think everybody wants to jump on it. Oh, everybody wants to have that guy picked, obviously, already. But I think the way he's looking at it is, look, there's 7 NFL staffs that are incomplete right now. Right? I mean, between the Raiders and there's 7 openings. People are going to be moving around. People from the college ranks want to move up to the pros. They don't want to be involved in the transfer portal, NIL, and all the crap that they have to deal with. So going through this process now, interviewing a ton of guys, I think he's leaving himself open to whatever option best fits Miami once the chips are sort of falling where they may with the NFL teams. Because I think he wants to put together a complete staff where there's synchronization between the offense and the defense. He doesn't want to just get a guy who's going to come up here and run up tempo, and then his defense is gasping for air and playing terribly. I know for a fact that concept to him doesn't make any sense coming from the Saban tree and learning what he learned from Saban, right? And if you can't have a defense that can defend it and you go up tempo, you're going to get your ass whooped. So he's trying to build this thing the smart way. And I think he's also leaving himself options for when the big boys, and let's face it, the big boys, the NFL guys, start to move around. You can't just go and hire a guy and then you can go out and hey, Dorsey, please come here. Well, Dorsey's got a bunch of NFL teams that are probably going to hire him as an offensive coordinator after what he's done with Josh Allen. So it's just he's taking his time. He's interviewing a ton of people, and he's trying to get a vision for what he wants to do. Because once he settles in, and I think it'll happen once the NFL season is complete and we start to see people getting hired around the league, once the chips start falling in place, he wants to have a staff that he's not going to have to redo again, because guys are, hey, I'm sorry, I took the job and I'm going to the NFL now. Or, hey, I took the job and going to Alabama now. So it's a patient approach. It's his way of handling it. And in the end, we're all going to sit here and critique it anyway, right? So what difference does it make?
Right, exactly. No, I'm with you. Yeah. That's just part of the game, unfortunately. All right. So, any other news on the recruiting side that we should know about? I know you mentioned a little bit of it, but anything
Yeah,
else?
yesterday the transfer, the Antonio Moultrie kid, who I've told you about probably for a few weeks now out of UAB, the defensive lineman. He finally decided he was going to come to Miami. Told the coaches he was coming, and so he's transferring to Miami now. The transfers, I think the final date to add transfers is tomorrow, right? They have to be registered and in classes. So there may also be another offensive lineman, a kid at Oregon who didn't play at all, but one of these Samoan kids who they got out of Utah. In fact, I'm going back to my notes here on my phone as I chat with you for a second. I'll try to get his name because I can't pronounce it. It's a weird last name for me. 1 second. I think it's Logan Sagopulu or something like that. Hold on a second. Yes, Logan Sagopolu, 6'2", 340, redshirt freshman. He was on campus yesterday, so he might be the next one that is the next transfer to come in. So, but the Moultrie kid was a 4-year starter. He's another like Jake Lichtenstein, who they entered from USC, another veteran defensive lineman that they want to bring in here. So.
All right, good
That's
stuff.
the news so far. And big recruiting weekend coming up, obviously.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at The Athletic. We will catch you on Friday again, my brother. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. You take care.
You got it. There you go. Manny Navarro and our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
All right, we're back here at Hialeah Park. Let's go to the podium. They are starting the press conferences for the fights on Friday. Let's go to the podium and let's hear from everybody over there at the podium. I know that Sean is getting everything hooked up. Remember, if you want to attend the fights, 855-912-1056. I've got a few more pairs I'm going to give away, and I'll give it away this afternoon, so that way you know ahead of time that you're coming on Friday. So make sure you sign up. Send your full name, your phone number, and your email to our text line, 855-912-1056. We can also do it through Twitter at Big O Show, the DM. Put it there, full name, phone number, email. If you want to go, I'll send you back a message that you won, and your tickets will be at will call. We are going to go to the podium now. Sean is going to head it off to the podium. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get ready, and let's hear from the boxers and the promoters as they address a great night of boxing here at Hialeah Park, Friday, January 28th, by the way, starting off at 6 p.m. And we're going to be here, so I'd love to meet you guys when you come on down. So make sure you say hi. All right, let's go to the podium. Go ahead, Sean.
We start at 6 o'clock, and we're going to go from one till the end to do this event. The event will be streamed live around the world on Fight TV, and we want Miami to come out and support, which could be the future of boxing. Or a lot of guys that a year from now are going to say, "Wow, I saw him fight at Hialeah, and now he's the bantamweight champion of the world or the featherweight champion of the world." So you really want to come out and see this event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets start at as low as $30. You get 10 fights for $30, live with great atmosphere, with flags flying, with people yelling, with people that are really attached and involved and emotional about these fighters. So please come out. I'm going to turn the program over to my long-term partner. I also like to thank, by the way, Henry Ribalta Boxing, because they've been our promotional partner in this event, and they've done a great job and are going to be, and you'll hear from Henry in a bit. But right now I'd like to turn the program over to, I call him a legend. I know in the sport he is. Louis's been my partner for 31 years. He's guided the careers of at least 25 champions, including guys like great Roberto Duran, Wilfredo Benitez, Joel Casamayor, even recently heavyweight champion Charles Martin, cruiserweight champion Murat Gassiev. All over the world, we've done events together. It's been my privilege to be his partner and to be his friend. And I'm going to turn the program over to him for two reasons. One, he knows the Latin market better than anybody in the world. And two, he speaks Spanish also. So, ladies and gentlemen, Louis DeCubas.
Thank you, Leon. Again, I want to thank the Hialeah Racetrack and Casino, John Brunetti Jr., Frank Fury. Frank, I got to say, he really knows how to promote an event. He's gotten all the media out. He's been working the media, doing a tremendous job. And I got to tell you, I am really proud to be part of this event. It's a mostly Cuban event. It's Poseo Cubano. It's 25 years ago. Me and Julio Martinez did a show at the Coconut Grove Exhibition Center, and it was Team Freedom against the world. And 25 years later, it's basically, again, the Cubans against the world. And it's got a lot of great fights on tonight. And I got to tell you, I'm proud to be able to represent this kind of main event in Hialeah Racetrack. When you make a main event like this, it's not easy to get two guys to fight each other and top of their game. So, I want to thank the people involved in making this event. Jesse Rodriguez was a big part of it, taking a fight like this. It's a very difficult fight for him. And Luis Achino, he was part of it. And Aldo Mir, my partner, guys are not afraid to take fights. And that's what boxing's coming to. People don't want to come to a boxing event to watch, knowing what corner's going to win all the time. When you come to a fight, you want to see a fight. And if there was ever a pick and fight, is this one. You got Johnny Argalaros, the guy that's won the bronze medal in Brazil, 2-3-time world amateur champion. Okay, a guy that, is considered one of the best amateurs in the world, and as a pro, he's undefeated. And with Michel Banquez, he's got a very difficult fight. I mean, he's a current IBO champion at 118 pounds. Okay, he's gone overseas and fought many guys, so he's used to fighting in a tough environment. So he's a veteran, and I'm very excited to watch this fight. I know the people from PBC are going to watch it. They know that the winner of this fight goes into the fight the top guys. So it's a very big crossroad fight for both these guys. So I'm very proud to have this part of the main event at the Hialeah Racetrack Casino. The second fight of the night, we have a local kid that, I tell you, he's one of the great promoters. The kid goes on every station, talks. He's going to be a mega all day today. He's really worked this show, with the help of all the great media. Has done a great job, for boxing locally. He's been on all the interviews. And this kid's Jorge Romero. He's an undefeated fighter. Hopefully this year he'll be in the mix for a world title fight. I think he's undefeated. He's got a guy, his record, he had 50 professional fights, and even though he's lost 20 fights, he's fought every top guy in the world. So it's a good test for George. I think winning this fight is going to put him in a mix for something big, The third fight of the night, to me, is one of the most interesting fights because we got a guy, Abraham Martinez, Mexican-American. He's been on PVC a couple times. He's rough dude, undefeated, 9-0, 7 knockouts, can punch with both hands. And he's fighting a kid with only 2 professional fights, but this kid's got 300 amateur fights. And this kid here does not know how to take a step backward. Okay, this is Arrested Velasquez. Basically, it's a fight that people love to see because they're going to be fighting in a phone booth. They both come forward. They both fight, throwing punches with bad intentions. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing this fight, I think the winner of this fight, it's also going to be in line for something good on TV in the 40-pound division. So it's also a very, very interesting fight. To the fourth fight of the night, we got a kid, Ariel de la Torres, the same guy that traveled with Morel all over the world, He's a kid. Is very exciting. You know, he's promoted by my partner Aldo Mir. He's managed by Jesse Rodriguez. And this kid here, you guys are going to be very excited of watching this kid fight, Ariel de la Torres. He's always coming forward. Okay, he can't be in a bad fight. Okay, and the guy he's fighting is 10-1. He's a kid from Virginia. You know, Drew Carell. You know, he's a southpaw, difficult guy to fight. He was supposed to fight a right-handed guy, and the fight fell out. And again, it's good to have good managers, good to have good promoters. They're willing to take fights, and that's why I congratulate both Jesse and Aldo for taking fights like this. You know, those are the 4 top fights. To introduce the undercard, my great friend, partner in this event, one of the great promoters that I've seen in 40 years of boxing, a guy that it's a great asset to have as a team. He knows everybody in town. He's a great guy, Henry Ribalta. He's going to talk about the rest of the card.
Thank you, guys. Thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank the Hialeah Casino, Mr. John Bernetti, Frank Fiore. I want to thank Leon Margulies and Louis de Cubas Jr., who is an encyclopedia in boxing, remembers all the fights from back in the 80s in his head like if it was yesterday. I want to thank some of the people that make this possible, that put their fighters on the card. I want to thank Armandito. I want to thank Aldo, Jesse. I want to thank Lazaro. And I want to thank Julio Martinez, who's like the godfather of boxing, also here in Miami, Florida. Done many shows, over 140 shows here in the state of Florida. The Hialeah Casino is a wonderful place, as you all know, and we would like to make this become the ultimate venue here for all, not only the local fighters, but like Leon said, for the Latin market. You know, it's a big market full of talent. When I see all these people together that I could just look out and know faces, Luis, Franco, all the great trainers, everyone working together, it shows a lot of union, and that's never been seen really here in Miami. A lot of the people work by themselves, do their own promotions, but when you team up, there's power in that unity. So like Louis was saying, this is going to be a great night of boxing. He talked about the main events. The undercard is action-packed as well. We got some really exciting fighters. Not all of them are here, but I'd like to talk. First one I'd like to talk about is Eric Lanzas Jr. Eric Lanzas is from Nicaragua. Lived in Miami since he was young, though. Born over there, raised over here. Was part of the Nicaraguan national team. Has 200+ amateur fights. And if anybody knows the history of Nicaraguan boxing with Alexis Arguello and all the great Ricardo Mayorga, well, we believe that Eric can be that next guy coming out of Miami, Florida to represent Nicaragua. There are a lot of Nicaraguan fans here too, so we'd like to invite them all to come out and show support to Eric. He will be fighting a tough Argentinian fighter. Everyone knows from Argentina, Chino Maidana, Lucas Matisse. Anybody who comes from Argentina is usually a pretty tough fighter. They take their boxing really seriously, and we're going to watch them go at it over 6 rounds. Another one fighting on the card is Isaac Carbonell. Isaac is a 6'2" light heavyweight. He's managed by Lazaro and trained by Eufrasio Gonzalez, my dear friend. It's going to be an action-packed bout too. He's also fighting an Argentinian fella. And there's going to be 2 kids on the undercard as well that are pretty interesting. One of them is going to be Luis Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. He was part of the Puerto Rican Olympic team. He is a 6'2", 168-pounder, and we have a lot of great expectations for him. So we hope you guys enjoy his fight and embrace him as they come down from Puerto Rico tomorrow, as well as a young kid who's only just turned 18 last month. His name is Derek Ufares. He was also part of the national team. He's got 80+ amateur fights, very young to make a pro debut, but he's taking advantage of his youth. So we're looking forward to seeing him on the undercard as well. We also have on the undercard, I think you talked about Ariel de la Torres, didn't you? Yeah. Ricardo Agüero making a pro debut as well from Cuba. So it is a great night of boxing from Cuban boxing. And we thank all the media for coming out and showing all their support. Every single one of you, George Ebro, Marquito, CBS4, everyone that I missed out. Thank you guys for supporting us. We want everybody to support boxing here at the Hialeah Casino. Like I said, it's a wonderful place to be, and I'm just privileged to be part of it with Leon and Louis, Frank and his team. And we invite you all January 28th to enjoy some of the best boxing that we've put together here. Thank you. Let's let them say a few words.
We're gonna have the fighters say a few words. I just want to add something. You know, boxing is a worldwide sport, and we have the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Conestoga, New York. But we have the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, which is located in the Tampa-St. Pete area. And not only is Julio a member of the Boxing Hall of Fame, I think you are too, George, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. You will be. Okay. But my promotional partners and I are all members of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. And it just goes to show you the level of boxing in a great state with a lot of tradition that's involved in this show. Who's going to call up the fighters by name?
Yeah,
okay. What? Yeah. Okay. Just say his name and his record and let him say a few words.
All right, in the main event, coming out of Caracas, Venezuela, with a record of 19-1, 13 knockouts, let's welcome Michel Banquez.
Buenos días, gracias por esta invitación a esta rueda de prensa. Estamos aquí para dar todo en este próximo combate que tendremos el día 28. Estoy emocionado, estoy alegre. Tenía mucho tiempo sin pelear, entonces volver al ring, me vuelve la vida al cuerpo.
He's very excited to be here. He wants to thank all the media and the press. It hasn't been in the ring in a while, so he's very, very excited and anxious to show what he's got.
Como les digo, vine a hacer una buena pelea. Sé que mi rival está preparado, yo también lo estoy. Será un buen espectáculo, lo vamos a disfrutar. El público se va a sentir bien contento con esta pelea y vamos a dar el 100%.
I'm very excited with this fight. I'm very well prepared for this fight. I know my opponent is very well prepared too, and the victors of this fight is going to be the public because we're going to give them what they want to see. Gracias. And going head-to-head with him at a record of 8-0 with 4 knockouts, let's put our hands together from Camagüey, Cuba, Joanny Sarguilago.
Bueno, primero que nada, buenos días. Gracias a Warrior Boxing por la oportunidad de organizar esta gran cartelera, la cual estaré en el main event. Decirle que estamos bien contentos con esta pelea el día 28. Será un gran combate, un gran espectáculo. Voy contra un buen rival como Michel Banquez. Ya, como bien dice, está bien preparado, al igual que nosotros estamos 100% preparados. Y pues nada, el día 28 vamos a dar lo mejor de nosotros.
He says he wants to thank everybody and appreciate everybody for coming out. He's also in great shape, he says. It's a privilege for him to fight Mr. Banquez, 19-1. He's coming to give the best that he's going to give. A lo que tú vas a hacer en la pelea ahora.
Y pues nada, estamos preparados para el día 28 pelear los 10 rounds. Venimos a darlo todos los 10 rounds. Si se acaba antes, pues bueno, felicidades, pero estamos preparados para 10 rounds esta noche.
He's coming to give everything as a warrior. He says he's ready for 10 rounds of action. The fight goes the distance. He's prepared to go the distance to win. And if it comes a little early, he'll take that too. And now I'm going to call up a kid, like Louis was saying, one of the most classiest kids that I know, that I've met in the last 20 years of boxing. This kid never misses a weigh-in, is never late, doesn't come late to the press conference, is a true professional, not only inside of the ring, but outside of the ring, which sometimes is the most important part of a successful fighter. So I'd like to welcome Georgie Romero.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, all of you, to be here today. This will be something amazing for all of special Cuban people, all the Latinos here in Florida. This is our home, and we would like to show the best we can do. It's a great opportunity for all the fighters that we are here today. This is amazing. They are big promoters. They are. This is something great. This is something that we will want, that we are waiting for. We are waiting for nights like this one. We are waiting for events like that one. So I believe that this will be something incredible, and I'm happy to be here. Para todos ustedes, gracias por venir, gracias por asistir a esta conferencia. Para mí es un orgullo poder estar aquí enfrente de todos ustedes, poder estar peleando en mi casa, porque así considero Miami desde que mi segunda casa, desde que salí de mi país. Me siento muy orgulloso de poder demostrar una vez más el talento, de demostrar las ganas y los deseos que tengo. Gracias a Frank Fury, al casino, a todos los promotores que están implicados, Henry Ribalta, Luis de Cubas, Magures, en fin, todas las personas que han hecho posible este evento. Yo creo que sin duda alguna no deberíamos dejar de participar, no deberíamos dejar de ir. Como bien comentaba Magures al principio, comentaba que esta era una gran oportunidad para todas las personas que nos han visto prácticamente crecer, tener la oportunidad de llegar a un evento como este y poder ver a los púgiles que ustedes siguen en sus redes sociales, poderlos tener desde cerca. Espero que no se lo pierdan. Considero que va a ser algo increíble, algo fenomenal. Y nada, gracias a todos por venir.
And Leo, his manager, has done a great job with this kid. As you can see, he learned how to speak English, speaks it clearly, not embarrassed. That's a role model for the up-and-coming kids to learn how to speak English. The next kid we're going to call up is in a really tough fight. It's probably, like Louis said, the pick'em fight of one of the pick'em fights of the night, which is Orete Velasquez is going to be heading up against Abraham Martinez, who's 9-0 with 7 knockouts, and Orete is only 2-0 with 2 knockouts. So it's a big step-up fight for him. We take our hat off for him being able to take this fight and accepting the fight. And it shows a great warrior spirit, and it shows a desire that the boxers have here in Miami, Florida, to not only number one, be known, but they're risking their careers and potentially taking a good fight, knowing that they're feeling inside of their hearts that they're going to be able to win this fight. So we commend him for that. And let's welcome Orete Velasquez.
Bueno, primeramente quiero darle muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí. Darle muchas gracias a Warren Boxing, a Frank, a todo el que ha tenido que ver con este evento. Gracias por el apoyo, gracias a mi hermana Lázaro García. Y sí, como todos saben, este 28 tendrá una fuerte pelea, ¿no? Con un buen rival. Pero como siempre he dicho, estoy bien preparado para el que sea. Me siento en óptimas condiciones y invitarlos a todos a que ese 28 a hacer un buen show.
We want to thank everybody for coming out. We want to thank Frank, Warriors Boxing, his manager Lazaro, and he's very well prepared for this fight. He says he knows this is a tough fight going against a real tough rival, but he's ready for it. He was born for this, so he expects to give you guys a show come January 28th. At this time, I want to welcome a kid who's really hardworking, good kid inside and outside of the ring. A lot of people know him from the amateurs here. He won the Golden Gloves. He won the Nationals. Evander Holyfield once told me, sitting down at the heavyweight factory next to me, he said, "Man, I like that kid." And while he was fighting, he hit the kid with a body shot. The kid went down. He looked to the left, and he found Holyfield and gave him a wink. And Holyfield used to always talk to me about that. And then as he got a little older, I bumped into him again, and I remembered those things that he did, and I was lucky enough to sign him. And he's a spectacular kid. He comes from a great family, great mother and father, great system. He trains with one of the best trainers here in Miami as well, Herman Caicedo, on Caicedo Sports. So it's going to be an exciting fight, and I want you guys to meet him and welcome Eric Lanzas Jr.
Hey guys, I'd like to thank, before anything, the man upstairs, the Lord, because without him, none of this would be possible. Next, I'd like to thank my man Henry, Luis de Cuba, Warriors Boxing, everyone that's, and Leon Markleys, everyone that's, part of this event, making it happen. I'm very excited to be here, surrounded by a lot of talent from South Florida. I myself consider myself one of those people too, from South Florida, that brings a lot of heat and a lot of excitement to the ring. And well, I'm just happy to be here. I've been training really hard for the past 3 months to give a great, leave it all in the ring. I want to, give the fans everything they deserve. I want them to remember my name once I step in the ring. And le quiero dar gracias a toda la gente, todos los cubanos que van a estar atentos, todos los latinos de la Florida del Sur. Todos aquí venimos bien contentos, entrenando bien fuerte para esta pelea. Y le queremos dar el espectáculo a todo South Florida para que nos vean y se recuerden los nombres.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last kid is a super hardworking kid. He's also managed by Lazaro Garcia. He has trained by Eufrasio Gonzalez, who's been doing a lot of good work with him. He's a 6'2" light heavyweight southpaw, real humble kid. So I'm going to tell him to speak up because he's a quiet kid. Let's put our hands together for Isaac Carbonell.
Bueno, buenas tardes a todos.
Habla.
Es una gran oportunidad. Gracias a mi entrenador Franco, a mi manager Lázaro, por esta oportunidad, a Warrior Boxing. Es una gran oportunidad para mí y voy a dar un show el 28. Esperen lo mejor.
He wants to thank everybody for coming out. He wants to thank Warriors Boxing, his managers, his coaches, and he's going to give you guys a spectacle come January 28th. He's going to leave it all in the ring and give the best of him. Let's put our hands together for Isaac Carbonell. He's going to say a few words in English.
So it's great opportunity for all Cuban boxers, for young boxer. This is a great show. So my feel is good, so I exciting, so ready for the fight. Yes, sir.
And that's a testament for the Cuban fighters when they get here. They gotta fight to learn English. Gotta learn both languages. Not only that, but it's good for them. It's good for their future. It's good for their publicity. It's good for everything they do. And at this time, I'm going to hand it over to the man who's made it all possible for us here. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Frank Fiore.
Thank you, Henry. What a great job you did. Thank you. Leon, Louis, it's an honor and a pleasure to do our 6th event together here at Hialeah Park. Always thank the Brunetti family, John Brunetti, who's here with us today, our president and CEO, the wonderful Steve Calabro, who runs a terrific casino operation and has a great staff who supports us all the way. And I just want to quickly, without naming names because it's too long, but I want to acknowledge some of the media that has supported us so substantially and impressively during this run. The Miami Herald with Jorge Ebro, El Herald. Maybe hold your applause to the end, unless it's dramatic. And of course, Jorge will be our announcer on Fight TV in Spanish all over the world. Jorge is doing that for us, okay? He's going to become a star Friday night. Diario Las Americas, Actualidad Radio, Spanish Broadcasting System, Ritmo 95, EVTV, Venevisión. It goes on and on. The list is impressive. We also have a local sponsor for the first time. We've never done this before. And incredibly gracious people from 5 Star Jewelers. I know Diana is here with some friends from 5 Star. We welcome for the first time, hopefully not the last, 5 Star Jewelers. And we were very appreciative of supporting this type of concept and program. I apologize in advance if I've left anyone out. I know it's been a while and I want to get you all moving on. But broadcasting live today, and he will be at the weigh-in on Thursday, and he will be at the event on Friday. Besides the great Fight TV, who's going worldwide, we have one of the great broadcasters of sports in the Miami market for so many years. Most of you know, and certainly should know who he is. He's over there on the side. We're going live on Facebook at the moment. You know him as the Big O, got the most successful sports podcast in the Miami market right now, Orlando Alazigaray. There he is. The Big O is with us today. Again, one more time, if I've left anyone out, please forgive me. I appreciate so much the turnout, the support from the media and the public and the staff and the Brunetti family and everyone at Hialeah Park. I thank you so much and God bless you all.
We're going to get that main event here for a little face-off.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Alrighty, we are back here at Hialeah Park. You saw all the press conferences there. Henry Revolta, everybody, Frank Fiore, of course, and obviously John Brunetti is here too, also. So we have got everybody out here. Steve Calabro is walking around. So it's gonna be a great night on Friday night. And again, we have 4 pairs left that we're giving away. So if you want to be here on Friday night with us at Hialeah Park, and this is going to be a really, really fun night. And I'm telling you that a couple of years from now, we're going to go, hey, man, 1 or 2 of these guys, we're going to say, wow, we saw them when they were young and they were up and coming stars. And that's the cool thing about this event. To me, obviously you always want to go to the major fights where the fighters are established and the big worldwide names and all that. That's always a lot of fun. I've been to Vegas, I don't know how many times for major fights, and it's like nothing else. You haven't experienced that yet, right, Sean? You will. You haven't experienced a fight night in Vegas. No, you will. You will. I promise you, you're gonna experience that in the next year or two, because we're gonna be going out to Vegas quite a bit to cover a whole bunch of events, and there's nothing like that. But I like these kind of fight cards because you kind of get to see these guys in their embryonic stages before they become superstars. And there's no doubt in my mind, when you look at the talent that's out there on that fight card, we're going to see 1 or 2 of those guys down the line that are going to be flat out stars. And you had an opportunity to see it here at Hialeah Park. Remember, those of you that are watching all over the world, that you can actually go through pay-per-view to watch the entire fight card. It's really cheap. It's like $15 or something like that for the entire fight card. Go to Fight TV, FITE.TV. They will have the card there, and you can check it out, and you can subscribe and watch it on Friday night. Now, we'll be here Friday. We'll be here for the weigh-ins. We'll be here for the fights, all that stuff. So the weigh-ins will be on Thursday. No, on Thursday, and then Friday we'll be here for the fights. So and we can't show the fights, but we will have fighters join. Oh, there you are, Sean. All right. You looked like a terrorist. That's I just want you to know that. You just you kind of Oh man. I tell you, one of the things with this coaching search with the Miami Dolphins, and it's one of those things that I guess it all depends on how you look at it, right? We all look at it differently. And when I'm looking at this coaching search, and I tell you, look, I want a Jim Caldwell. Why? Because we've gone through the assistant coach, the up and coming hot coordinator, all that kind of stuff, right? And that's where this coaching search, because it's failed so much in so many different ways, it's hard to get excited about it, right? I don't know about you guys now, but whoever the coach is, and it kind of happened to me with Flo, I didn't get excited about Flo's hire because I didn't really know much about Flo. I got more excited about Flo as the season went on in year 1 and year 2, and then things started going awry that offseason this past year and into the year, and then obviously everything changed. But I think I'm going to go down that same path again, unless you tell me it's a Jim Caldwell. Unless you tell me it's somebody that I and that to me is the only issue right now, is trying to get excited for something that I don't know if it's going to work or not. You know? And these guys already tried the first time head coach. The only thing that I will tell you, and this is the question that I have that I don't know, I don't know how to answer it, is are they going to hire the guy that can find his own staff? Or are they going to hire the guy that's kind of young, but is willing and open to allow you to help him to build that staff? So that way a Greer, Allen, and McKenzie will then use their contacts to try to help create a coaching staff around a young coach to try to help him succeed. Something that Flo did not allow because he controlled the whole situation. See what I'm saying? So to me, that's kind of the stage I'm in, that it's going to be hard for me to get excited about what direction they go in with the Miami Dolphins, because if you do it with an unproven coach, I don't know what to expect. So how can I get excited? If you do it with a guy that has failed and I'm not a big fan of it, then like a Dan Quinn, I won't get excited with Dan Quinn. Why? Because I watched him in Atlanta. I watched what kind of a disaster his teams were. They weren't consistent. They were erratic. I know he's a hell of a coordinator, but I'm not impressed as a head coach. And the head coach has to be somebody that knows how to delegate, how to manage, not micromanage, not mismanage. And you cannot manage with your ego like Flo did. You have to manage with your brain, and you have to manage with your gut, because you're going to have to know how to handle human beings. And then you're going to have obviously the wherewithal to have the contacts to create multiple staffs, all of those kind of things. So it's hard for me to get excited for the guy that's never done it, and it's hard for me to get excited with the guy that's been a failure, like Dan Quinn. I can get excited with Jim Caldwell because he's been successful. Successful as an assistant coach with Tony Dungy, even successful the year he took over for Dungy, but successful in Baltimore when they got him as an offensive coordinator to take over for Cam Cameron in the middle of a season in week 11, and successful in Detroit where he won 3 out of 4 years, twice in the playoffs. I can get excited about Jim Caldwell. I don't know if you guys are like that. I don't know how many of you as Dolphin fans feel kind of the same way I do. But I know that if it's a Mike McDaniel that some of you are excited about, why would I get excited? Brian Daboll, why would I get excited? I know he worked with Tua. I get it. And he's done a great job with Josh Allen, but I haven't seen him as a head coach. So I don't know. I don't know if he can build a staff. I don't know if he can, run a team. These are things that I don't know. That's the screwed up part about all of this. And it happened to me with Flo at the beginning. That you know when it happened also with me, Adam Gase also was that one. Like, okay, I saw how it was. Okay, all right, I get it. He's a hot coach. All right, I went with it. But it wasn't like I was targeting Adam Gase. The guy that I'm targeting is Jim Caldwell. That's the guy that, I don't know, I pretty much got blinders on for that guy. Jack Del Rio would be my second choice. And I know Jack is not necessarily a choice for some of you out there. But I like Jack because he's not going to F with the front office that much. He's going to coach. He can build staffs. He's made the playoffs. He really had no business getting fired in Oakland with Reggie McKenzie. But Caldwell would be the guy. I love Jim Caldwell, bro. I think he knows quarterbacks. I think he knows offenses. But I don't know. So to me, that's getting excited for the next head coach is hard for me. It really is. Let's see. Personally, aside, I believe Tua can have just as good a career as Burrow, maybe just not as many big yard games. I agree. 100%. You just got to understand your play. Hey, listen, Joe Burrow may not have a long career. Some of you are going, what are you talking about? Well, if he keeps playing behind that line, he's going to get killed eventually. It's only one way. The guy's already blown a knee. We all know that, right? You do know he blew out his knee last year. Took 9 sacks this past week, or 8 sacks. Something like that. Are you kidding me? So that'll be a problem with Joe Burrow as time moves on. They better improve that line. It's like what we talk about with the Colts. The Colts have Andrew Luck. He gets killed to the point that he retires. And now the Colts have one of the best offensive lines in football. They do it after the guy retires. After your generational quarterback retires. Right. Now let's build it, right? Now, those are things that just leave you baffled. Chris Campbell says, I understand as Dolphin fans, we have zero patience, and it's 100% validated, but to not give Tua one more year would be a big mistake. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, we're at a point where the Dolphin Nation, it's like what you said, all the points you made, Chris, are 100% accurate. We understand people's frustrations. We understand that they have, short fuses nowadays and no patience. And I'm with you. I mean, it's funny. Ryan Tannehill's had 10 years to prove that he's not a franchise quarterback, and yet he gets every opportunity. So to me, this is the only thing I tell people. I just want Tua to have one shot. I want to find out if he can do it or not. Just give him a team like they have in New Orleans, like they have in the Rams, like they have in Tennessee, like they have in Minnesota. Just give him that. I just want to see what he can do. And if he can't, then I know he can't do it and I'm wrong and we move on. Okay? Fine. But at least I want to see it. Meanwhile, I'm watching 17 and Tannehill's had 10 years. And while he never had this in Miami, but dude, he has a pretty perfect situation and he constantly proves that he can't get it done. So he's thoroughly proven that he can't get it done. Well, at least I'd like the opportunity for Tua to prove that he can or can't. And then I can live with the results. But I can't live with the results when there are no results, when you haven't given the guy an opportunity and I haven't seen it yet. So I need to see him succeed or fail. That's it. That's all. And I'm sticking to my guns the same way I've stuck to my guns with Tannehill, that I was never a believer because he constantly showed me he wasn't the guy. You know, the regular season stats all look beautiful and all that, but he's never been a guy that can elevate. And that's what I've always said from the get-go. So I'm going to stick to my guns with Tua also. I just want to see him succeed or fail on an even level playing field. It's not a matter of thinking, oh, can he do what Josh Allen and Mahomes are doing? Probably not. That's not his kind of game. He's going to need a balanced team. And by the way, most of the balanced teams are the ones that win the Super Bowl. Usually the guy that's gunslinging ends up dying at one point or another. We had a guy gunslinging for 17 years. And at one point or another, the gunslinger dies. You're going to need a defense. You're going to need a running game. You're going to need a great coaching staff. These are the things that end up winning a Super Bowl, the more complete teams. like I said yesterday, Teddy Bruschi had the line of the weekend. Quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Teams win Super Bowls. And he's right. He's right. Quarterbacks can help you make those plays, but the team is going to carry you there. Somebody's got to strip the ball, right? And Ndamukong Suh. Somebody's got to score the points. Matt Stafford. Somebody's got to run the ball. You know, everybody's got a job to do. You don't win it without the defensive players, the special teams players, the kickers hitting 53-yarders as time expires. You know, all of these things are important. Adam Vinatieri is credited with one of those 7 Super Bowls, right? For the Patriots. So you need a team. And that's all I want. Just one time, I just want Tua to have a team. That's all. That way we can find out, can you play or you can't play? When they trade X this offseason, we'll finally find out, can Noah play or not? Why? Because they're actually given the opportunity to go out there and succeed or fail. Isn't that what you want in life? If you're a salesperson and you're trying to make your way up to sales manager, you want to prove you can be a manager. If you're out on the street and you want to prove that you can be a salesperson, you just want a job, right? That's all we want. We want a job. Alan Poupart's coming up. He was an intern at one point and he wanted to prove that he can write. And he's proven for 30 years that he's an ass kicker as a writer. Right? He wanted that opportunity to prove that he can do it. He proved it. That's it. Lots of people have gotten that opportunity and either succeeded or failed. That's all I'm asking for Tua. Give him that one opportunity to succeed or fail. Tannehill never had it here, right? And we talked all that crap. Well, you got to give him this, give him that, which is true because he's not that guy. So you give him this, give him that. Well, they gave him this, they gave him that in Tennessee, and it didn't work out. That's all I'm asking. Give it to him one time. All right, let's go to Alan Poupart and our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupart.
Feeling good?
Oh, yeah, here we go. Now you just got sun on. I'm doing well. How are you, Big O?
I'm doing good. We're out here at Hialeah Park for the boxing press conference as we're getting ready for the fight card on Friday, baby. So looking forward to a little boxing. You want to come on down Friday, catch a little boxing?
Sorry, no makeup. But yeah, I actually used to like boxing a lot when I was a lot younger, and I completely let go of it. So
all those great Canadian boxers didn't keep you in the sport.
Do you want to know what turned it for me? It's actually depressing. It's actually morbid and depressing. It was the Boom Boom Mancini fight which I completely enjoyed because there was nonstop action, and then the guy dies the next day, and that killed it for me. It was
yeah. I know it's had its stains in the sport. There's no doubt about it. Alexis Arguello and Pryor and all that stuff. So yeah, that's it's had its moments. There's no doubt about it. But man, this Friday there's a bunch of young boxers that are going to be. So maybe you might be able to see a star or two. All right, my man. So talk to us. What are you hearing about the coaching search? Any new developments for the Miami Dolphins?
Whole lot of speculation all over the place, and now you're hearing that yes, everybody in the building really would like Brian Daboll, except the scuttlebutt out of New York is that Brian Daboll is the guy that they really want, and
in light of that, I actually just put up a story on alldolphins.com raising the hypothetical, what happens if both teams say, listen, you're our guy, we want you to come coach for us, the pros and cons of both situations for Brian Daboll, which one would he choose? And there are pros and cons for either situation.
What were when you did it, and in your mind, what was it? Because in the article, you're just giving them the pros and cons. So after you did the equation, what's your thoughts?
No, but the equation is from Brian Daboll's standpoint. If he's offered both jobs, which one is well? It very well may come down to Daboll's feelings about Tua. If we're going to be honest about it.
So Daniel Jones to Tua is what you're saying.
Well, it's not so much that it's what he thinks of Tua and his ceiling. And again, as I mentioned before, he's going to walk into a situation where he's going to see Josh Allen twice a year.
Okay.
So he may decide, and then he's looking, okay, so Buffalo's going to be really good for the next 10 years.
Right, and the NFC East is really not good. Actually.
It's very volatile because the Cowboys are just a crazy, wacky team, and you never know what's going to happen with them.
Amen.
And the other two teams are not really that good. So if he's looking to win big fairly quickly, I think it's a lot easier to do with New York, which, by the way, has the 5th and 7th overall picks in the 2022 draft, whereas the Dolphins aren't picking at least before 29. On top of that, this I didn't know. I knew Brian Daboll was born in Canada. Good for him.
Wow.
I did not know that. I just found that
wait
out
a minute. Hold
yesterday.
on a second. So the pressure's on you, dude, because they probably don't have a Canadian on the Giants beat. We have a Canadian on the Dolphins beat.
There you go.
So so pressure's on you, dude. You better go get that hoser to sign with us, eh?
Thank you, Bob and Doug McKenzie. I got the reference. But here's the deal. Went to high school and college in New York. So does he have
sit on the club, drinking some coffee, and you say, hey, hoser, come on over, eh? And that's it. You mix it up a little bit.
There you go. A little bit of New York and Canadian accents. So those are the questions. Again, if it comes down to that, because there's some people out in New York are saying basically that's their guy. And then you're getting a lot of that as well here. And then you're getting, well, Mike McDaniel's their guy. And then you're getting, well, if everybody says no, then it could be Vance Joseph.
I told you, man. I told you that Daboll was their guy, man. I told you they want Daboll. They want Daboll badly. That's who they want.
And I told you the same thing, that he's a guy who makes perfect sense. But again, if the Giants also want him badly, are we sure he's going to take the Dolphins over the Giants job? And
the only good thing for Daboll is, I guarantee you this: the Giants and the Dolphins have told him, hey, coach him for a year. If he's not the guy, we'll move on and we'll get a guy. But I would imagine that he's probably got to coach either guy for a year. So he's got to decide moving forward, what's the best situation. Because if he doesn't believe in either guy, it doesn't matter. He's going to move on from either guy after a year.
Correct.
You know, it's not his guy, so he can't be blamed for it. That's the good thing for him. But if he does like either guy, then obviously he would lean to the guy that he likes there. But I would imagine it's not a long-term tie for either guy. I just think, I know on the Miami side, from what I'm hearing, is it's just a matter of kind of, all right, let's build it right once and see if he can do it. And if he can't do it, then we can move on. I think that's the thinking in that front office. That's just me.
I think the thinking in both places is one more year for the guy, and then we move on.
Right.
But again, if another possibility falls into either the Giants or the Dolphins' laps, are they going to really pass it up? I don't know. I don't think so. But I think the thinking heading into the offseason, for both Daniel Jones and Tua, is one more year, and then in 2023 we move.
Right. Yeah.
And it's possible that he's looking at either one of those. We have a little bit more body of work from Daniel Jones, but it's possible he's looked at both of those guys and decided. And again, this is a guy who's worked, and it's maybe not a fair comparison, but the fact remains, this is a guy who's worked with Josh Allen for the past 4 years. And while you're not going to get a Josh Allen because the guy's a complete freak physically, you also know that you want an elite quarterback. And I understand, I get the point that It takes guys around him, and I get that. And you can win with Jimmy Garoppolo, for example, who's in the NFC Championship game. But as I've said all along, it increases the margin for error dramatically when you have a complete stud at quarterback.
Yeah, it could, but then
it does. Forget it could. It does.
Then there is Aaron Rodgers sitting with one championship, and you've had a complete stud and one championship. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like because you have the stud means that you're going to get all kinds of championships. Oh, and by the way, last time I checked, Mahomes is still stuck at 1.
Dude's been in the NFL 4 years. He's been to 4 AFC Championship games. I think we can say he's been completely ridiculous.
But in the same 4 years, Brady has 2. I'm just saying,
No, but it's not all about champion. Well, no, it's about winning the Super Bowl. Ultimately,
no, it is. It's all about that. It's all about that. We already did the big stat thing with Marino. We already did the big stat thing with Marino. You want to win the Super Bowl, dude.
Okay. You know so let me ask you this: Who would you have rather had as your quarterback, Dan Marino for 17 years, or even Eli Manning or Trent Dilfer, who won Super Bowls but weren't half the quarterbacks this guy was, and put you in contention every year?
Eli Manning, yes.
Okay.
Because you have 2 titles, bro.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want? Bob Greasy, who had half the talent of Marino, or do you want the Marino years? No, you want the Bob Greasy years. Because there was Zonka kicking Morris, there was a no-name defense, it was a nasty team.
Because they were a better team.
Right, exactly. That's what it's all about. Like before you came on, I said Teddy Bruschi had the line of the weekend. Quarterbacks don't win championships. Teams win championships. And he's right. He is absolutely right. You can have the gunslinger that bail you out all the time, but in the end, the gunslingers rarely ever win that title unless they have a team with them at that point.
It's also a lot easier to win a Super Bowl with a stud quarterback, as in Tom Brady, 3 times the last 6 years. Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl. The one outlier in the past 8 years, I think everybody's been a stud quarterback, except for Nick Foles that 1 year where the Eagles.
Peyton Manning was terrible, bro.
Correct.
Peyton Manning is the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Worse than Trent Dilfer.
Well, that 1 year, the way he was playing at that time, because
he's broken. Well, he's broken down. That's what I'm saying. And
but
they
those are outliers.
Still won with that guy.
Correct, because their defense was ridiculous. But
you can get to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. You get to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman when you have a team.
And they got smoked in the Super Bowl.
Right. No, but I'm saying the team. All they need is dude, Tennessee is really just a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. Correct. Really, that's all they have.
Well, if you're Tennessee, don't you want something better than Ryan Tannehill?
Well, I know that.
Okay.
Apparently they don't, but I know that from the get-go. You're
kind of proving my point that you do need to start quarterback along with the rest of the team.
It doesn't have to be a stud because Brad Johnson's proven it. Greasy wasn't a stud. You know what I'm saying? He's a Hall of Famer and all that, but he's not a stud. He's a solid quarterback. Let's be honest now. He ends up in the Hall of Fame because of what the scenario that he was in elevates him to a Hall of Fame status. But I mean, let's call it like we see it. Greasy wasn't Unitas or Marino. Come on.
Let's just say if somebody argued against his Hall of Fame presence, I wouldn't push back.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't push back very hard. But again, you're talking about teams that were completely exceptional around them. Like that defense for Tampa Bay when Brad Johnson was a quarterback was ridiculous.
All right, and by the way, Brad was a solid quarterback. He gets a little. He's not Trent Dilfer, bro. He's way better than Trent Dilfer. Anybody watch Brad Johnson? Go watch him in Washington and Minnesota before he won it in Tampa. Guy was a solid quarterback, dude. Okay, way better than Trent Dilfer ever was. You know what I mean? I think we diss Brad Johnson a little too much. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not a stud. I know he's not elite, but dude, he's not what Peyton Manning was in 16 or Trent Dilfer. He was way better than those guys. You know
I will say this in Trent Dilfer's defense, and I don't know why I'm doing it. He wasn't a great quarterback, but if you look back at those 2000 playoffs, the dude hit one bomb every single game to complement what the defense was doing. It's
Brandon Stokely, right? Brandon Stokely.
Brandon Stokely had one to Shannon Sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and he had Jamal Lewis, bro. He had, he had.
Well, and then the defense was.
Oh no, obviously that was one of the great defenses of all time, man.
Yep.
But Jamal Lewis was a freaking stud at that time, man. I got to give him a lot of love. All right, what do we have a timetable? Are you hearing anything? Is there because the weird part is, dude, there's no hurry in the NFL to hire coaches. Like, this is not a Dolphin thing. Like, no one's hiring coaches. This is crazy.
No, but the expectation is the Giants, now that they have, excuse me, their GM in place, who, by the way, worked with Brian Daboll in Buffalo, which could be another factor. Because even though Daboll did work for the Dolphins at one point, it was only 1 year, and now he spent like the past 4 years with this guy as the assistant GM. So, but now that they've hired their GM, the expectation and everything that you read out of New York is that deal is going to get done maybe by the end of the week. And then the dominoes fall, because let's say they hire Daboll, as a matter of fact, and that's one guy off the table for the Dolphins. Denver, they're down to 3 finalists. Apparently, the expectation has been all along that it's going to be Dan Quinn. There's another of the 7 identified candidates for the Dolphins that goes.
God, I'm not a Dan Quinn guy.
No, I know you're not, but people are still.
I love him as a defensive
very
coordinator.
high on him.
Love him as a defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, do you like him for a head coach?
I would have no issue with it. He's probably in those 7 candidates. He'd probably be in my upper half.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter, because again, everything has been pointing to him going to Denver. So that's 2 of the 7 out of the way. Thomas Brown, to me, is not a realistic candidate. That 3 of the 7. I can't imagine Leslie Frazier being really a realistic candidate, especially after he handled those final 13 seconds for the Bills. That should disqualify him from any head coaching candidate. Not to be harsh, but holy smokes, was that some kind of bad defense right there.
I'm with you.
So
I wasn't a Leslie Frazier fan, period, anyway. It's like Dan Quinn. Been there, done it. I saw it already. Don't need to see it again. I'm good with Leslie Frazier, and I'm good with Dan Quinn. Those guys just do nothing for me, unfortunately.
No, but there's something to be said, and trust me, I get where you're coming from, but there's something to be said from guys having learned lessons from their first stint and applying them, becoming better coaches the second time around, i.e. Bill Belichick. So there's something to that, but Leslie Frazier wouldn't be near the top of my list. So it wouldn't surprise me if it happened, let's say sometime next week, once the dominoes start falling, starting with the Giants, again, with the expectation that they'll do something before the end of the week.
All right, good stuff. What are you working on there at Sports Illustrated?
Well, as I mentioned, the Daboll thing, and it's pretty much all, coaching search updates, and going to do more things on the coaching candidates, like break them down and talking to people around the league, and my colleagues, my SI Fan Nation colleagues in Buffalo and in Denver, get their thoughts on those guys and some inside stuff, including the one that I got from the 49ers who was suggesting to me, forget about Mike McDaniel, the guy you want to hire is D'Amico Ryans, who's got Mike Vrabel written all over him as a type of head coach candidate. And that guy's a good coach. I don't think anybody would question that. So,
all right, good stuff.
Those are the things.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL, and catch his work there at Sports Illustrated, and catch him twice a week here exclusively with the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Alan, as always, you're a stud, my brother. Appreciate you taking time. We'll talk later on in the week, my friend.
You got it. You'll be good.
You got it. Appreciate you. All right. Sean Stanley by my side. All right. Let's take a quick break here. Give me a couple minutes. Rest the voice. Coming to you live from Hialeah Park right here on the Big O Radio Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You got a doorbell camera. Now you got a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
No.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Get out of my house!
Oh, Mom's jewelry. There goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Flores, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, a free doorbell camera.
Free?
One that'll actually work for you. It's not...
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer. When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified widening contractor. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by EJDConstruction.com, where you can trust their team of construction experts. American Dream Lending. Go to adreamlending.com. Stop dreaming and start living your best life. Perdermo Cigars. Experience the Perdermo way. Go to PerdermoCigars.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O. The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, we back. Sorry about that. Had to kiss babies and shake hands here for a little bit. How you doing, man? You doing all right? Yeah, that's what we do. We do kiss babies and shake hands. Wait a minute, hold on a second. All right, now?
So we're kissing babies at the boxing press conference. This is what you're saying, Big
I do it all. I do it all.
Well, I tell you what, I've been to a lot of boxing press conferences.
Whoa. What is this? Why we got? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, now we got it. All right, you good?
I'm good.
Okay, you're good now. You're good.
So
now.
you're in action. You've been a little busy because you've been kissing babies at the boxing press
shaking
conference.
hands, kissing
shaking
babies,
hands, running for mayor, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Yes.
This fight card's going to be awesome, by the way.
It's a great look. This is the perfect fight card for Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
The residents of Miami-Dade and Broward, you got to get in the car and come on down. It's Friday night boxing.
I know.
It's in person. You're not going to watch it on television, and you're going to watch it in person. You're going to. Have you ever, this is a little bit of a weird thing I was talking about earlier at the press conference. Have you ever really seen, a lot of people haven't really heard and seen the thud of somebody getting knocked out.
Oh, okay. I thought,
the thud.
Okay, all right.
It's a little bit weird,
Yeah.
The first time you see it, you're like, whoa, that hurt. That was a rough one.
And it gets better when you get closer.
Yeah, the closer you are, the better. It's
like hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like sitting on the ice.
You got to see you got to see the check right into the glass.
Second level is different than when you're on the ice and you watch that check.
Exactly.
Holy crap!
Listen,
dude.
I didn't know you. Are you a hockey fan? I'm going to get you tickets. Our tickets are in the first row on the ice.
Well, when you're waiting for me and
I
Sean,
didn't know.
Me
I
and
thought
Sean
you
want to have some beers
listen,
at the.
Listen, I heard a lot of basketball.
What kind of slacking is this?
No, listen, I don't know.
We talk everything here.
Listen,
yeah. Cut his mic off. God, get a camera off the man.
Listen, a lot of
level
basketball,
tickets.
a lot of NFL. Latinos going to hockey. It's not all the time, It's not all the time.
We've been throwing rats on the ice since the mid '90s. What's wrong with you?
My son lives in Philadelphia, where they invented, the Broad Street bullies.
That was my team.
Come on.
That was my team.
No, now my son's.
That was my team.
I know, but he lives in Philly. But I'll give you a little background. He's not a Flyers fan. He's a New Jersey Devils fan.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that's that whole border thing that you guys are there.
But it was
you guys are all
that.
twisted and
It's very
screwed
twisted.
up.
I mean, Jets, Giants,
Like some guy in South
Yankees,
Jersey
Mets.
is rooting for the Eagles.
That's
And
everybody
some
in South Jersey.
And then,
That's
and then
everybody in
some
South
guy
Jersey.
in North Philly is rooting for the Giants or the Jets or something. Like,
it's a little
what the
weird.
hell is wrong with you people?
Well, the states are a little different up there, but it's all right. It's all
But
good.
you're on your state.
Listen,
if you're in Philly, you should be, if you're in Pennsylvania, you should be rooting for Philly, okay? And if you're in Jersey, you're not supposed to be rooting for Philly.
So I happen to know the previous owner of the New Jersey Devils, That's another thing too. New York Giants, New Jersey Giants. That's another mistake that we all make. But I can tell you that. So I used to get unbelievable tickets, like the best seats in the arena. John McMullen was the owner, and good friends with the whole organization that owned the Devils. So we would go 4 or 5 times. Now it's a long ride. From Atlantic City, it's an hour to see the Flyers. To go see the Devils, it's 2 hours. See, and see that's the Jersey thing. You see,
I get it. I get it.
2 hours in a car versus an hour.
By the way, we're going to Long Island next month.
Long Island, for what reason?
Well, one of our sponsors, our great sponsor, Sloman's Home Security.
Okay,
they're in New York, but they're one of our sponsors, and so the owners are enormous fans of the show. Obviously, they sponsor.
They're doing pretty good. The show's doing pretty good, and they're doing good.
And so they're flying us up there to go do 2 shows at their headquarters on Thursday and Friday.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
What city? What city is it in?
Oh, it's something with an H.
Hempstead?
Is it Hempstead? I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it doesn't sound like that. Damn it! I'm not Mr. Jersey, Mr.
Well, that's
Long Island.
That's Long Island. That's
Mr. Long Island.
That's a whole other. You think New York and New Jersey and Long Island's another world,
right?
They're in Long Island. That's like. And Long Island, there's the west side of Long Island and the east side. The east side's where that's where the money is, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Way out.
All right, I put their Sloman's headquarters, and so that way I can get the. Is there another city with an H?
I'm sure there is. It's Long Island. There's probably 100 cities. Hackensack's in Jersey.
No, it's not. It's definitely not Hackensack.
So where are you flying into? You flying into?
I don't know where they have us flying.
Oh my God,
I have no idea where they have us flying.
I can give you
into.
Restaurants. We can give you some. Where are you going to go?
Well, I mean, Thursday we're hanging out with the folks from Sloman's.
Nice.
But Friday we're going to go to Slattery's in the city because that's a Miami Dolphins bar.
Nice.
So we're going to hook up. We're going to hook up with a whole bunch of Dolphin fans.
Smart.
During that time. And then after that, I don't know, Sean might look at me and say, hey, what about a restaurant? So,
So when's that trip? We might have a Miami
16th through the 20th.
We might have a coach.
All right.
Oh, the 16th through the 20th. This is so funny. That's a funny weekend. That's when all my kids are coming down to Florida that weekend.
Well, no, they knew I was going there. They wanted to avoid me. That's what it is.
All of my
They're
children.
Like, hey, we heard O's coming up here. We're out of here, bro.
I've got my son, my stepson, my stepdaughter, my son-in-law. Hicksville. Oh,
Hicksville.
Yeah. Hicksville's not Hickey. I can tell you that right now.
Is it Hicksville? Well, somebody put Hicksville. Yeah, Hicksville. It is Hicksville.
Yeah.
Very
that's nice. That's nice.
Very good job by you, sir.
Hicksville.
That's it. It's Hicksville. You are correct, sir.
Awesome.
125 Lawman Lane, Hicksville, New York.
Sounds good. Oh, you're gonna have a blast there. You're gonna have a blast in New York. It's a good time. Everything around New York is
always great to visit. You don't want to live there, but you definitely want to visit.
The city's tough to live in.
It's like Southern Cal.
I don't know if you.
You ever gone to Southern California?
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of California, but it's beautiful to visit.
But to visit
Pacific Coast Highway,
I don't want to live there.
With
that traffic, I want nothing to do. And everything else that they have going on.
Well, at one point, my son lived in San Diego, so it was.
Well, but that's heaven.
It's pretty nice.
That one's heaven.
It's a pretty nice place.
I might want to live in San Diego.
Yeah,
I might not want to live. No, I know I don't want to live in Los Angeles.
No, there's no desire this much.
None.
Not even this
living
much.
here, why would I want to live in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles is like a mess.
But San Diego, I've been to San Diego.
Nice. It's pretty nice.
San Diego's like Coral Gables by the sea.
Yeah. And it's all by the sea and ocean. This ocean. What's the ocean? Ocean Beach. Ocean Beach is where my son used to hang. Ocean Beach was right next to San Diego.
Did you go to the ballpark there?
I did not. No, my son has been a handful of times, and he said it's great.
Oh my God!
And my best friend went with my son there, and they said they had a blast.
And the gas lamp district that's right around the park.
It's nice.
It is awesome.
It's really nice.
Bars, restaurants, cigar bars. It's such a groovy place, man. I went there one day. I saw the Mets. Speaking of New York, taking on the
That's
Padres.
Queens. That's Queens. That's
well, whatever. But and it was the dude with the long blonde hair, and he had like 10 strikeouts.
The pitcher. Yeah. So
I forgot his name now. I'm brain farted, but he's who?
Syndergaard.
Syndergaard.
Yeah.
Syndergaard pitched, and dude, he had 10 Ks. It was
tough ticket too.
Yeah. No, well,
not in San Diego. Yeah, that's where you got to fly to San Diego to see it.
It's not where I wanted to. Beautiful park, man. Wow.
At any rate, I do want to say, we're a little early. This is a special version of stopping by, and the purpose is really just to let everybody, your viewers, know this is a must-see event this Friday, 28th. It's going to be 10 great matches. I mean, this is going to be, and I think it has some. It's almost like that. It's a pre-Olympic type feel because you got the country things. You got the Cuban guy versus the Venezuelan guy. And the Venezuelans will obviously they're not going to be rooting for the Cuban guy, and
right.
Cubans are going to be rooting.
And
they
it's
don't even know.
And it's so traditional in boxing to have that all the way back from when we Rocky Russians and Americans.
It's got like an Olympic pre-Olympic flair to it with the countries. The countries.
By the way, Barney O says, I grew up going to the bathtub beach. Does it still exist? Is it still nice? I miss the ocean. What is the bathtub beach? Is that on the west or east coast? I have no idea.
I've never heard of the bathtub beach.
That sounds like something that would be San Diego-ish. I don't know.
Doesn't
sound New York-ish. Doesn't sound Long Island.
I don't know. I know the Tub in Hollywood. It's a restaurant. Good
burgers.
Good burger. Yeah.
Burgers are good.
I know the Tub, but not the bathtub.
I've been to the Tub, man.
The Tub is there.
That's
the tub,
a good place.
But
I like it, man. Sean's pissed. He hasn't been to the Tub. Big O, get a Lombardi's pizza if you can.
Oh.
Where's Lombardi's? In New York?
In Long Island, I think.
Oh, in Long Island?
Yeah. And you got to say it like you don't say Long Island. It's Long Island. Long Island.
Okay.
Like the island has a couple of I's in it or something. It's not really island. It's island.
Okay.
Long Island. You know what I mean? It's a little bit, St. Lucie. No kidding.
Oh, it's in Port St. Lucie? Oh, okay. I don't know, man. I don't know about the beaches in Port St. Lucie. I'm not exactly sure.
I do. Big O, I actually own a home in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
So you don't even know that you have a bathtub
I've
beach
only purchased it a year ago.
Oh, okay. So isn't it nice to be like Steve Calabro? Like I purchased it a year ago and I've never been there.
No, I've been there.
I have no idea.
No, I've been
it's
there.
It's just one of my 10 houses here.
No, it's
you
not.
know, I make millions here at Hialeah Park as a manager.
No,
I have homes in San Diego I've never visited.
That was my son. And I have a little condo in Fort Lauderdale, and I can't afford to buy a house.
It's like
in
a
Fort
6-bedroom condo is small for him.
No, I can't. And so I said, let's move. This is the future plan someday for St. Lucie, and my wife likes it up there.
I like it up there.
The traffic's crazy down here, and my wife's
not
I
like
crazy
it up
with the
there.
traffic.
I love Martin County, Port St. Lucie, all that
right
area.
There, Jensen Beach. It's kind of cool. Stewart.
I think it's a fantastic
up and coming.
area.
My only fear about Stewart and Jensen Beach and Port St. Lucie, I hope it doesn't get too crowded.
It will.
It's going to, in 10, 15 years from now,
you have no choice.
I'll be calling you in and saying it's a mess here. The traffic
the West Coast is feeling that now too.
Right, the whole Naples,
Marcos,
Fort Myers
right.
thing. Yeah, Marco.
You know how many people from the Boston and New York area moved to there?
Listen,
and Chicago, they on the West Coast of Florida, there's a ton. I was in talks with a station in the West Coast. And they go, okay, well, listen, if you're going to do the show here, we need you to talk more Red Sox. We need you to talk more Patriots.
Spring training.
No. They live there.
Yeah, well,
year round.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is
the Bostonians go there, yeah.
They have moved to the West. So he goes to me, we need to talk more Yankees. We need to talk more New York, more Boston. So he was telling me like what survives there. You know what I mean? Even a little more. He goes, even golf is a little bit more acceptable here than it is where you're at, because we're a little bit more modern here compared to over there. So
I'll tell you something that's a little odd. You just touched on it. So the Boston Red Sox have spring training in, I think, Fort Myers, right?
Yeah.
And the New York Mets have it in Port St. Lucie.
Right.
And somebody told me that basically when the Mets went there 30 years ago, whenever the heck they set up camp for spring training in Port St. Lucie, it put Port St. Lucie on the map and everything built around that. It was
sure.
And so consequently, there's a lot of Bostonians in Fort Myers and a ton of New Yorkers in Port St. Lucie, New
That
York.
makes sense.
And remember, New Yorkers, New Jersey, it's all the same. Connecticut, it's really one giant state. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I used to play hooky in high school, and I would end up in New York City, in Manhattan, in 20 minutes on a train.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, this is now it's full.
Oh, by the way, now I'm being told Bathtub Beach is in Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart. Yeah, Stewart's next.
Yeah,
It's across the bridge.
It's, right. It's,
yeah,
it's
like
just
5 minutes.
north, right?
Yeah.
Of
yeah.
you, right?
Stewart's just south of Port St. Lucie.
Oh, south of Port St. Lucie. Okay.
Yeah, just south. But so we used to New York, New Jersey thing. Just to give you an idea, we would play hooky, get on a train, and end up in New York City. And also, we did the drinking thing. So the drinking age when I was 18 was 21 in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Or like I was 16. I think I was 16. I was 16. The drinking age was 21 in New Jersey and 18 in New York.
Oh, okay.
So we'd go over to Staten Island because that Staten Island was only 2 minutes.
Dude, I was so pissed. When I was turning 18, it turned to 19. When I was turning 19, it went to 21. Now, I was drinking since I was 16.
Yeah.
I was going to the clubs and everything. I had a beard. When I was
a
sophomore in high school, I had a beard. It was like, the what is it, Roman toga day or whatever, and you go to the toga. Yeah. I just let my beard go. So I had a beard since I was in 10th grade. So I was going into clubs and all that from 10th grade. But it was the weirdest thing. Right when I was turning 18, they switched it to 19.
The exact opposite for me because I'm a little older. I was in the mid 70s. But I remember that. But anyhow, New York, New Jersey, close by. But so the last thing I'll just finalize it is it's a must event. But I also want to change the subject and apologize.
The wise guys?
My Jersey wise guy had a roughed up weekend.
Right. Now, he's got to come back strong on Thursday.
Now, he was real close on the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
13 seconds away from it. But
you know what they say about close, right? It only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
Yes, I understand. We weren't playing horseshoes, that's for sure. But
hand grenades.
They were throwing some hand grenades. I can tell you that, man. Holy mackerel, what a game to watch.
I mean, 13 seconds. It did remind me of Marino because there were times there were like 18, 25, 28 seconds left on the clock. And Marino would get the ball, and he'd literally drive you down the field and score.
The last play, just try to give me some understanding. How is that guy? I give it a cup. Was one-on-one with the safety.
Yeah, I don't know how any of them.
How does that even happen?
Down the stretch, I don't even know how anybody got behind anybody. That I don't understand any.
I mean,
if anything, you got to be playing deep the entire time.
Leslie Frazier is up for some big jobs.
Yeah, Leslie. Well, I'm not. I wasn't a Leslie Frazier head coach fan anyway.
I think his stock went down on those two plays. Alone, maybe the whole game, but certainly those
I've
two
already
plays.
seen him as a head coach. I'm done with him.
That was tough. But
him and Dan Quinn do nothing for me as head coach.
Yeah, Dan Quinn will be forever known as the guy that blew the 28-3 lead.
25-point lead. Yeah.
I mean, give me a break. That's so.
And his teams were like that the entire time, dude.
The NFL,
they were streaky as hell. You could never get a feel for Dan Quinn teams.
Dan Quinn, they got him as like
he's a coordinator role.
I know, but they got him as this unbelievable opportunity for a coach right now. It's only been 5 years or so since that colossal collapse.
Yeah.
And, so not to pick on those guys, but hey, look.
What McVay? What?
Look, did you hear?
Yeah.
Did you hear Al Michaels? At one point, Al Michaels said, "Well, the Rams are doing everything they can to try to lose this game." That's Al Michaels. He's a pretty straightforward, honest guy, But at any rate, I just wanted to tell your viewers two things. Apologies for the Jersey wise guy. I did give him shit. I was able to. It was kind of good for me personally.
You got to bust his balls.
He was coming at me with a 6-0 before, and then I didn't bet enough and blah blah blah. And so now I was able to give him a little crap. And then I put a little pressure on for the next week. So
right, exactly.
So, yeah, I hope I'll see you Thursday.
We're way ahead with him, so I'm.
Yeah,
grateful.
we're way.
That's why I wasn't like It was and it was one of those where I agreed with most of those picks, so I was wrong too.
Yeah,
so I can't really blame him.
I mean, who really picked San Francisco? You tell me who was picking San Francisco, and it went down to 5 points
in the Bay Area.
I guess that's a homer. I mean,
right. That's what
not,
I'm just saying. I'm saying that's
yeah,
it.
That's, you know,
Who likes Barry Bonds? Only in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just one of those
I think some of them
deals.
guys don't like him either. But
But I mean, if you're gonna find anybody that likes him,
that's true.
it's got to be in the Bay Area because it
That's
ain't
true.
anywhere else.
That was I mean, look, it was
homers.
Really, it was weird to see Aaron Rodgers like stumble. It was a little bit strange. Like he was 3 and out, like 6 or 7 drives.
That defense stifles.
Yeah, they did a real deal.
They've
They
done
got a Florida kid there,
and they've done a number on. Yeah, I know the
Nicky Bosa.
They've done a number on the Rams twice already this year.
Yeah,
defense,
which is amazing, right? And
it's the defense.
Yeah, it was. Well, defense wins championships.
Well, that's the problem. On Sunday, nobody could stop anybody in either of those games. And then on Saturday, nobody could score.
But how about so Miami Dolphin fans, and you should bring this up when you go to New York, and you're gonna be seeing your fans up there, the Miami fans. I guess there was validation that Ryan Tannehill isn't really. He's just adequate.
Yeah,
he's an adequate.
That's
when
always,
you have great players
I've
around
always
you,
said that. That's nothing new on this show. I've never been a Tannehill guy.
It was validation. Another validate. You're like,
I didn't need it, but those people that were still confused needed it. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he was. That was ugly. That was a little bit ugly.
Tannehill's a jag, bro. He's always been a jag. Just is what he is, bro.
Anyway, so signing off and just letting you know, we'll see you at the weigh-in. Will we see you at the weigh-in?
Yeah, we'll be here on Thursday. We'll be here on Thursday.
Listen, the fans should come out to the weigh-in too. The weigh-in's fun.
Oh yeah, you guys. That's true. You guys can come out for free on the weigh-ins. Come on out.
It's fun. Yeah, there'll be drinks there. You can have
They're talking smack. They might go at it a little bit. You got to separate them. You never
they take their shirts off. Try to look tougher. I don't take my shirt off to look tough.
No.
It's an ugly sight.
I don't want to do that either.
Anyway,
then it all becomes a rated R show then, or maybe X.
I think it's rated like below that.
Yeah, rated UG.
Yeah, UG.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. All right.
All right,
appreciate
man.
you. I'll see you on Thursday.
See you on Thursday.
And with the wise guys.
All righty. Take care.
There you go. Steve Calabro, baby. Manager here at Hialeah Park. By the way, Antonio Brown wants to play. No, he wants to play in Baltimore. I love that. Yeah, because Hollywood Brown is his cousin. Now, Lamar Jackson, they run the ball there. They barely throw the ball. He's going to be happy in that situation. If the Ravens are stupid enough to sign him, I am going to laugh my ass off. Okay? If they do that, I will laugh my ass off. Okay? All right. Be good, Steve. Thank you. I saw that story, and I mean, no one is. I can't expect anyone to sign Antonio Brown ever again. And I know you should never say never, and I know that there's always another team. I mean, you've got to be catastrophically stupid to actually sign that clown and count on that clown and that cancer, because that's what he is. He is a cancer. Antonio Brown wanting to sign with the Baltimore Ravens. That's absolutely crazy. Bitcoin continues to climb, by the way, in my frustrations. It's at 37,600 now. It's working its way to 38,000. How dare it? I thought for sure it would go down again a little bit today. Maybe if the feds talk tomorrow and are bringing, I know some of you are going, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you want to go down? Why? Because I know this is one of those final dips into this kind of a price that we'll never get again, man. I'm telling you, mass adoption is coming. And once mass adoption takes over, it's over. The price is going to explode. And these are the last few times that I get to do it, man. Ugh, damn it. I just wish I would have gotten into Bitcoin earlier in my life, like a couple of years ago. I don't know if I'd still be doing this. That's the thing. I might have made a little extra money to just kind of chill out, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll do it now. We'll make it now. We'll have some fun. All right. So apparently it looks like I see Cam sent me that what's it called? Polian is hired there. So it looks like his first hire will be Jim Caldwell. No, Polian is like the
Oh, the lead consultant on the hire.
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So with the consulting of Polian, it looks like that's probably what's going to end up happening when it's all said and done. So I'm sorry, Ryan Poles on becoming the GM. Polian's there. So per multiple sources, the Bears are closing in on hiring Ryan Poles as the next general manager of the team, and he's currently serving as executive director of player personnel for the Chiefs. He's held it since 21. Poles has been a finalist for both the Bears and the Vikings, which means the Vikings will now have to move on to Plan B. The Bears would have to hire a head coach. Candidates include Jim Caldwell, Dan Quinn, and Matt Eberflus and Dennis Allen interviewing today. Flores.
Wasn't he a top for that at one point?
No, that's only the suckered media and the fans that, don't know anything and they think that Flores is actually a good coach. The coach that stopped talking to his team and then they started winning. That coach? Yep, that coach. By the way, somebody tell Neil Young that he's not that important. I love Neil Young's music. Solo, Crazy Horse, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I'm a fan. Did you see what he did? He told Spotify to fire Joe Rogan right now because of his vaccine stance or to pull his music. Somebody tell Neil Young that his music's about to be pulled from Spotify. Dude, you can disagree with somebody or whatever, but the guy makes a ton of money for Spotify. Joe Rogan's like the number one show in the country. So, Spotify is going to drop the number one show in the country because they don't like his opinion. And by the way, whether you agree or don't agree about certain things and all that, that's fine. And sometimes he says some things that might not be accurate, whatever, but sometimes he does make points that actually do make sense. Unlike some of you on this chat board that make points that make no sense whatsoever. But that thing that he took, I forgot how to pronounce it. He made a point which is interesting. It's been pulled from the shelves all over the place, and people have used the Imer-Cetherson or whatever the hell it is to cure themselves.
Yeah.
And now they've pulled it from the shelves. And whether you choose to do it or not or whatever, that's your choice, dude.
Yeah,
if that's how you want to cure yourself, hey, bro, whatever.
And one thing for Neil Young is that Spotify went after Rogan.
Yeah.
Rogan didn't necessarily, so you can tell you think they're actually going to get
Spotify didn't like it either because he said some things that were inaccurate, and I get it, but they're not going to knock the guy out, bro.
They'll have a conversation, and that's about it.
Joe Rogan has 12 million downloads every month or something, dude. Are you kidding me? That's 12 million downloads. That's not stuff you screw around with, bro. Okay. The last thing you want to do is hire Brian Flores at this point. That would be asinine to hire him. Okay. By the way, we thank Steve Calabro, Cameron Wolfe, Manny Navarro, and Alan Poupar. Of course, Sean Stanley, the man that masters this and puts it together every single day. We'll be back tomorrow in studio tomorrow. Thursday, we'll be back here at Hialeah Park. Friday, we'll be at... Huh?
Apparently, we'll be here all day on Thursday.
Why?
The weigh-ins are not till 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So when we finish the show, then we'll just... we'll have to move. We'll have to move everything.
Yeah, or
we'll be over there.
Yeah, we can set up from the poker room, or we can set up over this way. I don't know, whichever way you prefer.
I'd rather you set up here, so you never have to move it again.
Okay, either way, we'll have time.
I'd rather do that.
I already talked to him also about what
I'll
we
talk to
discussed. I talked to him about moving us maybe a little bit further back,
so we can
keep the show going while they're doing the different things for the for that. So
let's do that.
Again, I don't know how much show we're gonna have after you do the 3 hours and the poker room, and then come back for the weigh-ins at 5 o'clock.
And then Friday a show, and then the fights.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of honey and lemon. All right. We will see all of you tomorrow. Yes.
I want to apologize. Everybody's been viewing. Hopefully we'll get it taken care of. I think I got a bad device that I'm going to replace.
Okay.
So I apologize for everybody viewing today.
All right, we will fix the technical issue. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. I love you all. Thank you for supporting us the way you do. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. See you tomorrow. Be safe.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.